Yo, 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 what's good, man? This is the Nbs Show, episode 66, man. We're going to talk about some NFL, some college football. I know they got a huge boxing event going on this weekend, but we're going to introduce the panel right now. X ain't here right now, but he'll be joining with us later. First off, man, for straight out of VA, man, I got Mr. Box Office Yvonne in the building. What's going on?
What's going on, Scrubs? I'm excited for this show. I know LSU fans been dreading this show after I called that spot on last week. So I'm excited to talk about how LSU is going to play in the Panera Bread Bowl. I'm so
Let's
excited. Let's get this show on the road.
And then last but not least, I got trendsetter Mr. C, aka the show is ready to get started. What's up, man?
Wow, you know the deal, Mr. C, the trendsetter, aka the whole damn show, aka you called a favorite winning, and you happy about that, aka we're just taking y'all's place in the Panera Bread Bowl since Texas is usually there. We'll take your place this year.
Wow.
We'll keep it warm for y'all. Y'all will be back before we'll be back there.
All right, guys. So me and X we did the recap show on Monday, which was yesterday. So what I'm gonna ask you guys to do for right now, since you guys missed it, give me your guys' winners and losers this past week in college football.
Okay, I'll start off. The losers LSU, and it's clear as day. It's because they're out of the playoffs now. It's 3 losses. They need a lot of help to get in, and it's not going to happen. It's too many SEC teams that are going to end up with 2 losses, and I actually think one SEC team with 2 losses will get eliminated from the playoffs as well. Like they will not make the playoffs. It's too many teams because the SEC has been beaten up on each other. I said going into the season, I think LSU's the 6th best team in the SEC. Right now, they're ranked 8th.
You said 10th.
I didn't say 10th.
You said 10th.
No shot. I said 6th. 10th would be OD.
You was OD. You said 10.
No, I don't remember that. I remember saying 6th.
Roll the tape.
Roll the tape. I agree. I don't
All
remember saying
right,
that.
carry on, Yvonne. What else? Go ahead.
Look, they're eliminated. It is what it is. They deserve to be eliminated. You got ran over by Marcel Reed, and you had 2 weeks to get ready for Jalen Milroe, knowing what to expect, and LSU still did not make adjustments. That's on Brian Kelly and the defensive staff. That's coaching. I know he was complaining about it after the game, saying, we prepared for 2 weeks, this and that. You didn't prepare enough. I think that and we can blame the run defense. That's easy. I actually am going to blame the offense even more though. The offense did not score a single touchdown till garbage time in the end. The offense did not stay in. It did not even make it competitive. Alabama shut down the whole LSU offense. I've been hearing about the Nuss bus. Well, the Nuss bus broke down. They needed an oil change because that was bad. So LSU to me is the big loser because this was their opportunity, and now they're eliminated. Their season's over in terms of playoff hopes, and it is what it is. In terms of winner, it has to be Ole Miss. I kept saying on the show last week, Lane Kiffin does not win big games, and it's about damn time. He finally won a big game. This was huge for Ole Miss to beat Georgia at home. They're going to get in with 2 losses into this playoff as long as they win out. They have Florida and they have Mississippi State left. If they win those 2 games, they'll probably get to avoid SEC title game. So they'll be in just by beating Florida and Mississippi State here in the end. So big win for Ole Miss. Had they lost, they would be in the position LSU's now in with 3 losses, and that would have been it for them. So to me, the winner has to be Ole Miss with a huge upset, and LSU has to be the loser because they're eliminated.
All right, cool. Let me get some of that. All right, man. What's crazy is I absolutely agree with everything Box Office just said. Primarily, the um the discrepancy comes when you say LSU lost strictly because of coaching. As an LSU fan, I can say that it was partly because of coaching. Knowing their personnel and knowing who they had on the field at crucial times. When you saw that the man was just running right up the gut, they didn't make those adjustments. But it also goes to the talent on the field. There was a clear discrepancy in the talent area during the game at crucial positions. We couldn't stop. We didn't have the athletes to get out the mill roll like we needed to, and like I said, the people that we did have, and like this is me as a coach, and I'm not being biased. Like I said, we had a 6'6", 315-pound defensive tackle that barely played, and he and they kept running right up the middle, man. You put him there just to clog up the middle. Period. When he did play, he did well. He was one of the highest graded players on LSU's team this week. But I'm just saying, I know he needed to be in there a lot more, especially when he kept running right up the gut, and we couldn't stop it. Same thing when we lost to Texas A&M. Same thing, man. They exploited where we were weak at, and 2 weeks to prepare it. I still think Jalen Milroe is the best quarterback in the country, even though he has those two losses. I still think that. I think he reinforced that to me this week. But he won't win the Heisman. But he's the difference maker between these two teams because um their quarterback performed well. Our quarterback laid an egg. I think he's still shell shocked since the second half of the Texas A&M game. He looked very indecisive. After he did that fumble, I think it was in the second quarter when we were a touchdown down. After that fumble, it just went downhill for him. And the garbage time TD didn't make me feel any better. I still feel like we didn't score to offensive touchdown. So it was all bad. It was all bad death value. You saw empty seats late in the third quarter and all in the fourth quarter. If you pan the crowd, it looked horrible in there. LSU was a clear loser this week. And then we go to my winner, the Ole Miss Rebels. Boy, I hate saying that. But yeah, they're the winners, man. They beat Georgia. I was tempted to even give Georgia my loser, but they still make the playoffs. As long as they went out, they still make the playoffs. But Ole Miss is my winner because they needed that signature win, and they got it. They got it. That's the biggest win of his life, of his career, and I think it couldn't have come at a better time. It couldn't have come at a better time for Ole Miss because, like you said, they were going to be on the outside looking in for sure of the playoffs, and now they as long as they went out, who you said they had left?
Just Florida and Mississippi State.
Those two wins, man. So they should make the playoffs. And the SEC, we've been beating on each other all year, just like we usually do. It's not nothing new. It hadn't been as competitive as it has been this year in a long time. It was Georgia really running away with it. Either Georgia or Alabama over the last few years, but we had a really competitive SEC. Every week there was a great SEC game. Hell, we even had Vanderbilt giving people problems this year. So like I said, as far as that, I think the Ole Miss Rebels, they were my winners, and Big LSU, not the little one, was the loser. So
All right, cool. I know X had pretty much the same thing. He had Ole Miss as his winners. He had um he had LSU as his losers. For me, I actually had Alabama as my winners. And I actually went a different route. I actually had Miami as my losers for this past week. But we're gonna move on, man. This is a fresh topic. I gonna throw in there, man, because it just got released minutes ago. The college football playoff rankings just got released. So I'm gonna start it from the bottom from 25-13, and you tell me what your guys' thoughts on it. So starting from 25 to 13, we got Tulane, Army, Missouri, LSU, South Carolina, Clemson, Louisville, Washington State, Colorado, Kansas State, Texas A&M, SMU, Boise State, rounding up number 13. What's your guys' thoughts on that? The first half of the rankings.
Um, Not too many thoughts there. Um, LSU should be above South Carolina because they beat them, but that's
Thank
just
you.
one. That's just one spot. Other than that, like just same reason Kansas State is above Colorado. It's because they beat them. So that's only one spot. Other than that, I don't have a big issue with anything. Um, I believe Georgia is 12th, so they're right there. Um,
Yeah.
so I have no problem with the 25 through 13. Some people are gonna say Army is undefeated; they should be higher. But Army has the second easiest schedule in the nation so far. They're about to play Notre Dame. So then we're gonna see if they're worth anything there against Notre Dame. So, but other than that, I have no issues with 13 through 25.
Um, well, I mean, the glaring error, box office already pointed it out, man. LSU being behind South Carolina after beating South Carolina, they have identical records. I don't see how you even justify this. It can't be they had a bigger win than LSU. They did not. And I don't know. I think I think that when they got to the 20s, they just didn't really care what order they put them in. They might have just put them in a bowl and and picked them out like that because there is no rhyme or reason to it. I think that they like, well, you could mix up any of these guys and they'll be that nobody can really say we're wrong. But other than that, I think that the was Boise State 13, yeah. Um and Kansas State over Colorado. Kansas State beat them. Yeah, yeah. I think that's cool. I think that's cool. And Kansas State and Colorado ought to meet in like the Big 12 championship game, huh?
Yeah.
They might.
Most likely. Yeah. All right.
Yes. Settle
We
this up.
got we got X here, somebody who's always here on time for the MBS show, except for today. Um,
What it do,
uh,
fellas? Hey, first and
yo,
foremost,
What it is, boy.
hey, shout out to my LRCA Tigers, man, and Lady Tigers. Both getting the dub tonight. Starting out with season off right in basketball. You know, see, this is what we do out there, man. We just smack teams around, man, and send
Yeah.
them back home, man.
Let's
You
not
know,
forget who laid the foundation.
yeah,
you know, you came after me, but I get what you say.
Yeah, man. Hey, but
we
I
here.
was there during the planning periods of it. Back when we was
You
going to do
was,
intramural.
you
Yeah.
was. But what up, fellas?
You hear
Hey,
that,
man,
Yvonne?
how y'all
Yeah,
doing, man?
I did hear at least one of the Tigers in Louisiana won this week.
Hey, man.
X, I heard C thought he already told me he's excited. I heard you're excited for LSU to play in the Panera Bread Bowl. So I know you're excited for that.
Hey, we not doing that early like this. That's how y'all
All
coming.
right, all right,
Hey, hold on,
X.
hold on. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
So the second release of the college football ranking got released minutes ago. We're going over the first half of the ranking, so I'm gonna repeat it to you just in case you missed it. From 25 to 13, we got Tulane, Army, Missouri, LSU, South Carolina, Clemson, Louisville, Washington State, Colorado, Kansas State, Texas A&M, SMU, and rounding up number 13 is Boise State. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, look, bro. I heard C. I got caught C's last a little bit. LSU shouldn't be ranked behind South Carolina. I agree with that. They beat South Carolina at South Carolina. You can sit here and say, their quarterback got banged up, but everybody has injuries here and there. And he tried to come back. At the end of the day, they beat South Carolina. And LSU has, and I'm not defending them in a sense, but they have a win against Ole Miss, who I know is going to be ranked probably in the top 10. They have that win against that team. So shout out to them. But I told Keo, I'll be honest with you, see, LSU don't deserve to go to the playoffs, bro. They don't deserve to go to the playoffs. After what I just saw this past Saturday, man, no. They need to stay out the playoffs, and they need to learn how to stop a running quarterback. Because over 300 yards and 8 touchdowns in 2 games for Jalen Milroe is ridiculous. He's not a running back, though he looked like a running back out there on 12 carries this time, almost 200 yards. Come on, man. That don't make no sense. But yeah, no, as far as the ratings go, I do think that LSU should be in front of South Carolina, even though South Carolina has looked good as of late. But I always did tell you, I said South Carolina is legit. Who they played, I said South Carolina's going to beat them, and a lot of people thought I was tripping. There was at South Carolina night game. I can't think who it was. A&M, yeah. I thought South Carolina would win that game. South Carolina's defensive line is ridiculous. But, outside of that, there's nothing that jumps off there's nothing that jumps out that's just like, yeah, they definitely need to be up. At the end of the day, I think everything's going to work itself out. Everything's going to work itself out, so I'm not going to make a big hoopla about where we're at right now.
Yeah, it's they got about right. If I was a voter, I definitely would put SMU over Boise State. I just think SMU is just a better team in Boise State right now. If SMU played Boise State, I would actually take SMU in this game. But they pretty much got everything right. Like you guys said, LSU should have been ranked over South Carolina because they did beat them head to head. All right, let's go to the ones that matter right now. The final 12 from what they got so far right now. So at number 12 they got Georgia, 11 Ole Miss, 10 Alabama, 9 Miami, 8 Notre Dame, 7 Tennessee, 6 BYU, 5 Indiana, 4 Penn State, number 3 Texas, number 2 Ohio State, and number 1 the Oregon Ducks.
Let me start. I have a problem with it, but I don't have any. My reasoning doesn't stand up to debate, but I just gotta say it. Let me ask y'all. Indiana and Georgia playing this week. Who you got?
Man, I got Georgia smoking them.
Yeah, Georgia, of course.
So
I do. Before you even go, see, I agree with what you're about to say, and I was gonna say the same thing. So I don't think that a 2-loss SEC team should be behind a lot of teams that you're about to mention. But go ahead.
Right. So I mean, because I'm looking at Ole Miss. Ole Miss plays Indiana this weekend. Who we got?
Ole Miss.
Alabama.
Alabama.
Bama. Hell, Miami.
I would pick
I got
Indiana.
all the SEC teams beating them.
I would pick Indiana to beat Miami.
You would pick Indiana to beat Miami? That one I would have to actually think about.
I don't think Miami's that great. They just have a good quarterback.
I agree.
Indiana's better coached.
Yeah. Notre Dame, I think I might go Indiana against Notre Dame because
Well, here's the thing: Notre Dame beat A&M, so that's to me that's a legit win.
Yeah, but Notre Dame is just, to me, Notre Dame is just not. They're not national championship type of pedigree.
They do have that great win, but they actually lost their number 1 corner to injury. I think that will hurt them down the road.
Yeah. And I saw Notre Dame play. They're not as bad as I predicted them to be, but Indiana is way better than anybody expected them to be, and I think they're better coached.
I don't know, man. They barely got by Michigan, and Will Johnson didn't play, so I'm not. They're all right. I gotta.
Well, I'll put it like this: Michigan came back. They were beating the brakes off Michigan.
It was 17-9.
They were beating the hell out of them boys. Did you watch the
17-3. I'm
game?
sorry, 17-3.
Well, we're about to find out about Indiana. They play Ohio State in 2 weeks. We're about to find out.
They're not gonna beat
Yeah,
Ohio State.
Indiana's best win is against Illinois.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
what tell me? I'm sorry. Go ahead. Say what you think. My bad. See,
All right,
I'm
no. That's I asked y'all. I just look at when I look at it, I see Indiana at the numbers 5 spot, and I see all of those SEC teams under them that nobody would take Indiana beating, and then I just thought it just pisses me off with the whole rankings. You know what I mean?
But I mean, how else do you rank them? I mean, Indiana's in the Big Ten. They're undefeated, and sure, they've had one of the easier Big Ten schedules, but that's what you get when you're in the SEC or even the Big Ten, but with the harder schedule. They've taken care of everybody in front of them. So, like, well, how you can't really rank it any different way, honestly.
No, that's my whole point. It said that's why I said I get mad at the whole ranking system. Like, it's the ranking system is so subjective that you're not really, you don't always get the best teams in the best ranked spots. You know what I mean? Just because of records, and everybody didn't play each other. Indiana hadn't played the same schedule as Bama, as Georgia.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? So you don't
know. I had a ridiculous schedule if we're looking at it.
And I know Mr. Boxoff probably heard this too. I heard something ridiculous like if A&M beats Texas, Texas might not make the playoffs. Like that, like just think about that for a second. And Texas sits at 3. Now, granted, Texas really don't have a great win on their resume now looking back at it, because Oklahoma's not good, Michigan's not good. But to me, that's mind-boggling that you're gonna say a team that you have 3 right now, and then they lose to A&M, who's a team that is ranked what, Keo? I don't have the rankings in front of me.
A&M is 14th or 15th.
14 or 15, and you're going to tell me they lose to ranked 14 or 15 team, and then they're in the SEC and they're out the playoffs, but you got a team like Notre Dame. Now, I know it's kind of like a double-edged sword because I just said Notre Dame beat A&M, but I'm just using them as an example. But they have a loss to Northern Illinois. Come on, man. Make that make sense. Miami has a loss to Georgia Tech. I don't believe those teams beat Texas or Georgia or Ole Miss. I mean, I know on any given Saturday it can happen, but I just think that you have to take into account that the SEC is a gauntlet. And if Georgia has 2 losses or Texas has 2 losses, I don't think they should be out of the playoffs.
No chance.
X, I know you said everything's going to play out, and I say 90% will play out. Because what we're looking at right now is a 2-loss SEC team will not get in. One of them.
Right.
And you know what other situation you can end up in is, let's say Georgia wins out and Texas wins out, which means they beat A&M. We're looking at Texas, Georgia rematch in SEC title game. And let's say Texas beats Georgia. Georgia's eliminated. They would have 3 losses. And that's because they played in the SEC title game. Meanwhile, you might have teams like Tennessee and Ole Miss who end up avoiding the SEC title game and get in just because they didn't have to play that game against Texas and possibly lose. So 90% will work out, but there will be, I'm telling you right now, there will be a 2-loss SEC team that will not make the playoff just because they only have 12 spots, and they have to put every conference winner in and a G5 team. So one SEC team that has 2 losses will get.
You the Texas fan? Do you think if y'all lose to A&M, y'all out of there? Because y'all would be.
Well, it depends. Are we in the SEC title game? Because if
no, A&M. Let's just say Georgia wins out, and Georgia and A&M both win out, they would be in the title game.
Right. And then you're looking at Tennessee, Ole Miss, and Texas with the 2 losses, all in the SEC.
Right.
And Texas actually would not have as an impressive win as either one of those. So then you're sitting there. Texas might get eliminated, but I have a feeling they would put Texas in just because they're a brand.
That's how I feel. Like, it's hard to keep those type of teams out. It's hard to keep those type of teams out, man.
But
If
how
So
do you put
Alabama don't
Texas
lose,
in because
Alabama's
their
getting in.
brand? How do you put Texas in as their brand and you don't put Georgia in because their brand?
No, but he's saying Georgia with 3 losses. He's not saying Georgia with 2.
I even feel like Georgia with 3 losses.
I'm not sure there's going to be room for that. I really don't know if there's going to be room for
And
that.
and I know we didn't talk about it yet, but BYU, bro. Hey, shout out to the NCAA, man. But I watched that game. They screwed Utah in that game.
They
They
did.
did. I have no dog in the fight. I'm just saying I watched the game. And that was a bull, man. That was a bull cornhole they caught on Utah. The game was over. And BYU should have a loss on their record right now.
And they lost me $200 on my parlay.
But no,
Uh,
one SEC team might be Texas. One of these SEC teams that is a 2-loss team is gonna get dumped, and it's literally just because they're in the SEC where too many teams are making it and they beat up on each other.
Yeah, they have a lot.
And
You
I
have a lot
think
of teams
that
that have no losses. That's what's really hurting the SEC too. Teams with
and here-
no losses.
here's my thing. I think that this puts a damper on the whole. Oh yeah, now we got a 12-team playoff. Yeah, this is better than the 14 thing because now you got this problem. When it was 4 teams, even last year, everybody outside of Florida State felt that it was justified, the 4 teams. But now, if you have this situation to where one of the two loss SEC teams don't make it, that would be crazy.
But
know what I mean?
see, I'll play devil's advocate real quick. At the end of the day, Ole Miss, you got to beat Kentucky. I'm sorry, and then you have to win that game. Georgia, you cannot lose. To Ole Miss, or you can't lose to Alabama in the fashion that you did. Alabama, you can't lose to Vanderbilt. I mean, I'm just throwing
Or
teams out there.
Tennessee, you can't
well,
lose to
man,
Arkansas.
who doesn't like a little drama, man?
Right.
If there's no drama, we wouldn't be talking about it at all. And if it's 4 teams, 12 teams, even 16 teams, I think you're still gonna have a little situation no matter what.
To me, it's
The
probably
only-
clear too that only one ACC team is going to make it. And that's the
the winner.
champion. That's
Yeah.
the champion. And if it started today, the ACC title game would be. Let me see. It would be Clemson SMU. So I think Miami would miss out just because of that, because it's just too many spots. And then I only think one Big 12 team would make it. Right now, the Big 12 title game would be BYU Colorado. Only one of them is going to make it. So, because they're going to put 4 Big 10 and 4 SEC in the end, I think.
As far as the 12 goes right now, I think the team that I have an issue with is Miami. I think Miami is ranked too high right now. I think Miami should dropped a little bit lower than that. Miami has not beaten anybody. Miami is in huge trouble right now because they can't afford to lose a game at all, not even in the ACC title game, because their strength of schedule is weak and it does not help this team at all. I also think that Penn State is actually ranked too high right now. Penn State has not played nobody right now.
Well, they lost to Ohio
They played Ohio State and lost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, as far as their wins goes, like
their best win is the same as Indiana's. It's Illinois.
Yeah, I would put Indiana above Penn State right now.
It's crazy what early losses do to you. Because look, from Notre Dame, terrible loss against Northern Illinois, and they've been able to win ever since, and now they're 8th. Miami gets their first loss against a better Georgia Tech team than Northern Illinois. They're lower than Notre Dame just because of the timing. So, I mean, it's crazy. I think what we should do next week, because we're about to have Tennessee, Georgia, Army, Notre Dame, all these. I think next week, Keo, everybody name their 12 best teams so far. I think that would be interesting.
All right, man. So let's move over to our next topic, and it's actually related to the playoffs. You guys mentioned two teams getting knocked out. Is it possible in any scenario whatsoever that that the CFP can get a three-loss team in the playoffs?
I don't think so. The way it's looking, I don't see how it's gonna happen. You're gonna have the Big Ten champion is gonna have maybe one loss. So they obviously I'm gonna give you those five teams right there: the Big Ten champ, SEC champ, ACC champ, Big 12, and G5. That's five teams right there. So you have seven spots left. There's going to be like 3, 4 SEC teams with just two losses. You're going to have a couple Big Ten teams with two losses. There's no way a team gets in, a 3-loss team gets in. I don't see it.
I think there is one way for it to happen, and that team is Notre Dame, because Notre Dame is not aligned with no conference at all. They can't claim no conference title or anything like that. Their schedule is actually not so impressive at all. So if they lose one of these games coming up, and you pitting them up against a 3-loss SEC team like a Ole Miss or even a Georgia, I'm taking those SEC teams over Notre Dame right now.
Well, we all are, but they're not getting in even with two losses.
Yeah.
I think maybe a conference champion from the Big Ten, not Big Ten, the Big 12 could get in with 3 losses. Colorado has 2 right now. If let's just say they lost again, and then who else has 2 losses in the Big 12? That's
Uh,
right.
Kansas State.
Kansas State, 2 losses. Iowa State. If one of those teams play for the Big 12 championship and end up winning it, they can get in with 3 losses. But I'm with Yvonne. Like, as far as like basically an at large, no, I don't see a team that gets 3 losses going to get an at large spot. I don't see it.
Yeah, we're gonna have an SEC team with 2 losses not make it. So no way they come
BYU
out.
The only way I can see an SEC team getting that is something drastic happens, and you got like Bama, Georgia, Tennessee, Texas, and and Ole Miss all lose another game, and then one of them, a couple of them gonna have to get in. So it's not gonna be but it's almost impossible for that to happen.
Yeah.
Even provided the schedule's left. None of those big games are left. It's just the SEC championship game, and the SEC champ then possibly could have three losses.
So you tell. So wait a minute. Is there any possible way if Texas A&M beats Texas, can Texas still play in the SEC championship game?
They would only have 2 losses, right?
If A&M was to lose to another
beforehand.
team,
Yeah, beforehand. But basically, Texas A&M, Texas is looking like winners in the SEC title game.
Right.
And it
Georgia,
just
Tennessee.
depends. Right now, Tennessee would be in, but it comes down to this game, Tennessee, Georgia this weekend.
Right.
So that's pretty much what we're looking at is Texas A&M being for a bid in the SEC title game.
Georgia and A&M's in playoff games when they play those teams. If they lose those games, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, man. Let's move on over to our next topic, man. And it has to do with the Heisman race. Miami, as I mentioned, they lost this past weekend against Georgia Tech. Cam Ward, that's who we talking about, man. How much did this hurt his chances winning the Heisman with this loss?
Dramatically, man. The whole push behind him being the Heisman favorite was him bringing Miami back. They were undefeated. They were rolling. He was looking good. He had a bad fumble in this game, and he wasn't able to bring them back. They were losing the whole game, and they end up completing the loss. They lost. So I mean, you have Asher Genty that's out there still looking great every game, and definitely setting records when it comes to being a running back in college, and You got that crazy man over there in Colorado that's that's doing everything he's supposed to do to win it, and it's not anything you can really say about it right now. What I'm curious about is how do y'all feel about this, man? We talk Heisman every week. We talk Heisman every week, and the person that's projected to go number one in the draft isn't even in any of the Heisman talk, but his teammate is. That's not crazy to y'all.
I think what we're seeing from Travis Hunter is just something that you've never seen before. So I think that's why he's in the Heisman discussion. As far as Shadur, I mean, at the end of the day, though, they do have two losses. You could say Cam Ward did lose a game. That is true, but he lost one game. I think that's what you look at when you think about Cam Ward. And then of course Ashton Genty has one loss, and that's on the road at Oregon in a 3-point ball game. Shadur, I'm not saying it's out of the race.
Wow.
I'm not saying Shadur is out of the race, but if you put him in the race, which he's even said, now you're splitting votes between him and Travis Hunter. And I think that actually hurts Travis Hunter's case.
I
My
agree. Quarterback. Yeah, sorry to cut you off. See, quarterbacks are the ones that get hurt the most by these losses, and because Colorado's got two losses, he's hurt. But it also depends on who's drafting first. Right now, if the draft was today, the Jags would have the first pick, and I think the Jags would select Travis Hunter
yeah.
because they just paid Lawrence. So it also depends who's picking.
Yeah, I think that's big. I just my thing is I don't think even since game one, Shadur has been in the canvas conversation for Heisman, and that's surprising to me because he's always been in the running for the number one pick. Now, me personally, I think that this everybody's talking about this is a good draft for quarterbacks. I don't believe that. I believe there's two, maybe three quarterbacks that's gonna be worth a damn in this draft, and that's saying a lot. Only one of only two that I think that could actually make an impact immediately, and I just look at the Heisman race and I'm like, that's crazy that Shadur is not even in the conversation, and he's talked about being a number one pick, man. But as far as this goes, who we talking about? Cam. I think that hurt him real bad. That loss hurt him real bad because they don't have that victory like Keo likes to say. He hadn't had his Heisman moment yet, and you know that's all I see.
Shador actually has a Heisman moment too. That
Yeah,
Yeah,
Hail Mary,
that's
that Hail
right.
Mary was fire.
Talk.
Yeah, he does. He does have a Heisman moment. But I just think that when you think about it, I mean, I still think it's a 3-man race at this moment. I know y'all may want to enter new people in what Jalen Milroe did this past weekend. Maybe you want to enter him, but to me, it still comes down to Cam Ward, Ashton Genty, Travis Hunter. Just because Travis Hunter is so unique in what he does, nobody in the history, not even Charles Woodson, if you're old enough like I am to have watched Charles Woodson, he plays both sides like no other we've ever seen. Ashton Genty, what he's doing is ridiculous. And then, of course, Cam Ward. You could sit here and say Cam Ward, they lost the game, but Cam Ward balled out. Let's not be foolish. Yeah, he had a fumble, but let's not be crazy. Over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. He balled out. The defense just couldn't stop Georgia Tech.
They still lost to an unranked
They
team, by the
did.
way,
They
coughing
did.
up 200 yards on the ground, man. At
he
the
don't
end of
play
the day,
defense
we.
though.
That's not Cam Ward's fault.
Anyways, man, hold on, man. Let me talk. At the end of the day, Cam Ward, we knew this was gonna haunt this team because they've been playing these close games against teams that they're supposed to blow out, be convincingly, and they let them hang around. And and Cam Ward has been a huge part of that. But once again, the Miami has not played anybody. Um, Cam Ward has not had that Heisman moment game. He's had, he hasn't, man. Is there a game that he has? Tell me,
I
please.
mean, coming back from 25 down versus Cal was ridiculous.
Against Cal? Are you?
Okay.
Oh my
Okay.
God,
So hold
Cal?
on. So hold
The
on.
Cal Bears?
So
What's their
hold on.
record? For a
Hey,
matter of fact, are they even
hold on.
ranked?
Hold on. Can I answer your question? Tell me the team that Colorado beat that was just so nasty.
Who?
Go ahead. I'll
Who?
wait.
Who?
Oh,
Colorado?
you're quiet now. Oh, not the certified hater, just so
But
quiet.
but 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 the
Hold
thing
up.
is,
And
no.
you lost to
Hold on.
Nebraska. You lost to Nebraska and you got blown out. And
First,
you lost to
first
Kansas
of
State.
all, first of
Calm
all,
down.
you make it seem like Colorado is one of the best teams in the country. Nobody expected Colorado to be where they're supposed to be.
Oh,
People expected Colorado to lose the rest of their games after Nebraska. Colorado's not a top 5 team. They're not a top 10 team. Nobody
okay.
expected
Go
this team
ahead.
to be there.
Go ahead.
Where they ranked? They're ranked number 17th right
You're
now
right.
in the college football rankings. So
You're right.
no, you can't do that. And then
Okay, hold on.
Miami,
Can I rebuttal that? Can I rebuttal that?
No, wait,
Can I
I'm not
rebuttal
done
that?
yet. I'm not done yet. I'm still talking. And Miami, they've been ranked on the top of the list all season, saying they're saying they're a playoff team. Miami's not a playoff team to you. You're telling me
Okay,
Miami's not.
can
When you
I can answer that. Hold on.
when we
I can answer
originally
that.
made
Hold on.
when we made
Hold on.
when we
You
hold
asked me
on
a
no
question.
hold on, I'm still talking. When we originally made our college football playoff predictions, majority of you guys had Miami in the college
No,
football playoffs.
you didn't. You
No,
didn't.
I
You
didn't.
did not.
I
You
did
did not
not.
have Miami in the playoffs.
No, I
Got
didn't.
him.
You
I
did
didn't.
not have Miami.
I
No,
know. I'm
you did
saying you
not.
guys. I'm saying you guys.
No,
You guys
I
are.
don't. I know
You
only
guys had
person I
Miami.
remember.
I didn't
Hold
have
on.
Miami.
Hold on. The only person I'm not gonna say I don't remember seeing box office, but I know you didn't. I know Reek did. I don't remember them having Miami. Now they may have
I
had
did not.
Miami,
I did
but
Why
I
would
not.
don't
I
remember
have?
us having
Why
Miami in
would
the
I have
playoffs.
Miami in the
I know
playoffs?
I didn't.
Why would I have it? And nobody had Colorado in there also.
Reek had Colorado too.
Yeah, but that was out the limb though.
Bruh.
Like nobody expected Colorado to be where they're at. Like Colorado's Colorado at the end of the day.
All I'm saying is you didn't expect Miami to be good. Maybe you didn't expect Colorado to be good. At the end of the day, Miami's right there too.
Yeah, and they're falling apart from our very eyes right now. And Colorado's trending up the story of college football, man.
Hey, I just want you to keep the same energy. That's all I'm saying. I'm not knocking you. I just want you to keep it the same energy, big dog.
About what?
About if you're gonna knock Cam Ward for losing to Georgia Tech and the defense played terrible, keep that same
Miami.
energy for
Well, hold on.
Colorado.
Miami had higher expectations this year compared to Colorado.
Not
We
for me.
you
I
know
thought both teams were gonna be that
Colorado didn't have championship
Oh,
aspirations,
you talking
man.
about our playoff
It's not
prediction
like
at
we.
the beginning of the season?
good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh no, I didn't have Miami in that. No.
it's not like we had Colorado as favorites, man. So they're
Because I
over
lost some
exceeding.
money to Reek. Shout out to my dog Reek. I just sent him his money a couple of days ago. I was wrong about that, man. So shout out to him, man.
All right, I didn't answer the
Go
question.
ahead.
It did hurt Cam Ward, and the reason is because he's probably not going to get a big game rest of the way. And unless SMU or Clemson lose, they're not in the ACC title game, and so you're going to forget any big moments for him because he just hasn't played in these big games. If let's say he played Clemson the ACC title game and he balled out, that would help his case big time. Meanwhile, right now, the Big 12 title game would involve Colorado. I think somebody we're not mentioning is Dylan Gabriel. He was great against Ohio State. He could continue that by finishing first at first overall going into the playoffs, the first overall seed. So to me, Cam Ward hurt his chances, and I think he probably flopped his Heisman chances because – unless he gets some help from SMU or Clemson, he's not going to win a Heisman now.
But not only that, Yvonne, I would even add on to that. If Colorado loses again, or Ashton Genty and Boise State loses again, you see what I'm saying? Like he still can climb back in with somebody losing, in my opinion. Not saying I
Yeah.
wish that they lose, but just, I think Dylan Gabriel, let me tell you, and there's no knock to Dylan Gabriel. I know that's C's boy. I think C picked, no, Yvonne, you picked to win the Heisman. I think it was one of y'all.
I picked I picked Gabriel, he picked Jalen Milroe.
Okay, so yeah, I think my biggest issue with Dylan Gabriel is he's just kind of like Troy Smith to me. He plays on a good team, and I hate giving the Heisman to a guy that just plays on a really good team. That's not knocking him, saying he's bad. I just don't think he's the best player in the country.
I don't think he's the best player in the country. I think he's a really good quarterback, though.
He's good, but I think if you put Milroe on Oregon, they're ridiculous. Jackson Dart on Oregon, they're ridiculous. So I just think he's in a really good situation. So I'm not knocking him, though. I know my Oregon fans going to come out and say X disrespecting Dylan Gabriel. That's not what I'm doing.
That sounds like what you're doing right now.
Let me rebuttal that.
Bar God.
This isn't our first look at Dylan Gabriel. He was doing the same thing at Oklahoma.
Yeah, they wasn't winning like that, though. Let's not get
That's because the rest of his team, not because of him. What's up, son? If there was a bright spot on that Oklahoma team last year, it was definitely Dylan Gabriel.
He had a good game against Texas.
Yeah. I'm saying he's not just doing it. This is not our first look at him.
No, it's not. It's not.
No, we're not gonna act like he's just a little system quarterback. You put anybody in there, he didn't have any skill. He had skill. He's shown that he can win.
He's cool.
Yeah, he broke your favorite quarterback's record, Case Keenum, man. I know how much.
Bro, why you keep saying that, bro?
You never were the fan of Case Keenum? Are you telling the general? Anyways, I'm just joking, man. All right, Yvonne, let's take it over to the college football picks. Let's go.
Okay, so let me pull it up.
You got lucky last week.
We've picked 71 college games and we've picked 70 NFL games.
Mm-hmm.
X, you were terrible last week. Okay. C remains first at 51-20.
Very consistent.
I'm second, 48-23. X 47-24. Reek 44-27, and Keo 36-35. One game over 500.
I'm over 500, man. What's up?
I'll go before you. Just copy my picks, bro.
Okay.
You can't take no more L's.
I'm going first. I don't want y'all to. See, you go first. See, because I don't want to pick who you pick.
X was wilding out last week, but he somehow pulled off the Ole Miss one. He needed that one because otherwise it was looking bad.
Hey, I low key called Kill to switch, and I was like, man, just keep it the way it is.
All right. Well, this week, interesting slate. Interesting, not the best, but there's a couple good games. We're going to start with an interesting one. Kansas at BYU.
Man, Kansas is so whack, bro. Now they want to play well. They want to beat Iowa State last week after I picked them to win the Big 12. But I'm going to let C go first. See who you got.
BYU, bro. I got BYU. Kansas is still ass, bro. I'm good.
Hey, bro.
BYU,
I'm going to, bruh.
You got the soul on me.
Hey, bro. I'm torn because I said when Kansas was losing and I kept picking them, I said, I'm not picking them no more. But I'm picking them again. I got the Jayhawks, Rock Chalk Jayhawks. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I really feel like BYU stole one last week, help from the referees. I really believe that. BYU should have lost last week for sure.
Keo?
BYU, man. I think that everybody knows that they should have lost the game last week at home. I like BYU.
They better than Kansas, though.
Okay. Reek's got BYU. I agree with X. I think Kansas gets them. That's the type of conference the Big 12 is, man. These teams are can lose to the best team in a conference and lose to the worst team in a conference the next week. That's the type of conference it is. BYU got lucky last week. Kansas steals one, and Kansas pulls off the upset.
I am nervous to send BYU though.
Yeah. All right, next game, Utah at Colorado.
Go ahead, see. Boy, go ahead, see.
Why it's on me, man? Why we?
you wanna copy my pick?
I'll go, man. I got
Oh,
Colorado in this game. Colorado at home. They're on a roll right now. They're more than just bowl eligible right now. They're trying to win this whole thing right now. And right now, Colorado actually control their own destiny right now. All they do is got to win. They're in the Big 12 championship game, man. So I got Colorado at home.
I got Colorado too. I picked Utah to win before the season started, but you get the injuries going over there, losing Cam Rise and everything, and I mean that changes everything. But they playing with pride. They should have won last week, but I just think it's too much Deion Sanders, man. He got those boys believing. The story hasn't been written yet. They haven't finished the story yet. Him taking that team to the playoffs this year, he can then leave and go with Shador and coach the Dallas Cowboys after he does that, bro.
Oh man! All right.
First cut, Danny, I got talked about by putting the hat on when I had my fresh cut, but I'm going with that when it's time.
This is a tricky one. This is a tricky one because can Utah rebound from that loss that just happened? Hey, that's hard to come back from. I'm gonna pick Colorado because I want Colorado in the playoffs. That's what I'll say. I got Colorado, but I'm not confident.
Keo, you picked Colorado, right?
Yeah, I got Colorado.
Okay, Reek's got Colorado as well. I'm gonna go with Colorado too. I said it on the show. I think they're getting hot at the right time. I used to put them down because I thought they were all hype and they would lose these big games. Deion's turning it around. I think because the hype's gone away and they've just been able to just focus on football. So shout out to Deion for turning it around. But hopefully they keep it going because I'd like to see them in playoffs and see them play a legit team. I think they're better than Utah right now. I got Colorado. All right. Next matchup. Clemson at Pittsburgh. Both teams have 2 losses.
Ooh, at Pittsburgh? Go ahead, see.
Clemson at Pittsburgh, man. I got too much Klubnik, man. I got Clemson.
Where you at, bro? God, I got Clemson too. I didn't love Pittsburgh. I picked SMU to beat them. SMU drug Pittsburgh. I think Clemson does the same thing. I got Clemson.
Yeah, Clemson, man. Clemson's they're a team that's trying to. Nobody's talking about them when it comes to the playoffs, but they could definitely. I think they control their own destiny also. So I'm rolling with Clemson over Pitt.
Reek's got Pittsburgh. He's got Pittsburgh. He believes in them. But look, Pittsburgh was undefeated. Then they lose to SMU, and then they lose to Virginia last week. So they're falling off. But that's a scary time to play these type of teams when they're pissed off and with 2 losses. But I still think Clemson's going to win out, and they're going to win the ACC, and they're going to be a top 4 seed in the playoff. I still believe Clemson will get there.
You think they're gonna beat South Carolina? Wow.
Well,
I know it's not an ACC game.
It won't affect them in the ACC. Yeah, so I'm not sure. I'm probably picking Clemson in that game, honestly.
Okay, I just want to.
But we'll be picking that one in a couple weeks. But right now, I'm going to go with Clemson. They're going to beat Pittsburgh. All right, next matchup, SEC matchup. Speaking of South Carolina, we got Missouri at South Carolina.
I got South Carolina. They smoked Missouri.
Is that Missouri at South Carolina?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. I got South Carolina. I think Missouri is overrated. And South Carolina is tough,
Underrated.
especially at home. They're underrated. They're real tough at home. So you can go to Blacksburg and play if you want to. You'll come out of there with an L. We almost did.
You mean Columbia, not Blacksburg.
yeah. I
Virginia
knew what he
Tech.
meant. I knew what he
Yeah,
meant.
damn. I don't know what I'm saying, brother.
Columbia.
Yeah.
Who you got, Keel?
I got Mizzou. I might change my pick, so I'll let you know. But as of right now, I'm going with Mizzou. Brady Cook, Burden. They just need to establish some type of running game. I like Mizzou in South Carolina.
Okay. Reek's got Missouri. I'm going with South Carolina. I think they're the better team. They're getting hot at the right time. I actually feel bad for Shane Beamer because I feel like if he was in the ACC or something like that, he could do a lot more. It's just so tough in the SEC.
It's hard. He's gonna lose his job eventually.
Yeah, he will, unfortunately. But I think he would succeed maybe somewhere else.
Yeah.
Or if South Carolina was in the ACC, I think that would be sick for them. But I've got South Carolina. I think that they're underrated, and they could beat anybody in the country if it's the right day.
Just accept LSU.
Woo. They could beat LSU if it on the right day too. I got South Carolina.
They played them on the wrong day.
Thank God.
Yeah.
All right, game of the week. Another SEC matchup. We got Tennessee at Georgia.
I got Georgia. Big.
Man.
Carson Beck's finally going to play good in a game.
CB.
Finally. That's why I picked against them last week because of him. And he didn't disappoint. Well, he disappointed y'all.
Wow. What a hater.
I got Georgia, though, big. I think Georgia beats them by at least 2 touchdowns.
I was trying to have my
take Tennessee. Take Tennessee. Take Tennessee. Let's go, see.
While
she's
thinking about it,
bro.
While he's thinking about it, I'll go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Reek's got Georgia, and I swear to God, I would pick Tennessee in this game if their quarterback was playing.
Oh.
They're saying he's going to miss the game because of a concussion. Nico Iamaleva, he's probably going to be out because of a concussion. I would actually pick Tennessee because I think Tennessee's got a really, really good defense. And I still think this is going to be a close game because I think that Carson Beck is going to continue struggling against that defense. I just think Georgia is going to make a play or two more because Tennessee backup will not be able to make enough plays. I'm going to go Georgia, but I swear to God, if they were healthy, I'd pick Tennessee.
So let's just put it out there. If he plays,
I will change my pick, yes.
Okay, you got Tennessee.
But he left the game with a concussion. Usually when a player does that, they're out next week.
See.
But Tennessee defense, bro, they're gonna give Beck issues.
Georgia. And you know what? I know y'all knew I had that coming, right?
You did that last week.
Yeah. And I should have been right. I should have been right. But Georgia, they let me down last week. They won't do it this week. They won't do it this week, man. They're a better team. Especially I didn't even know about the quarterback thing. Like I said, Georgia, they could very easily be a one-loss team right now, or possibly even undefeated, had they come with their mind right on a couple of those games. But here they are with two losses. The Alabama loss. They
got smoked last week.
I said they could easily be a one-loss team.
Okay.
They came back on Georgia, right? I mean, not Georgia, Alabama. But my thing about it is, man, I think that it's just certain teams that they're gonna fold to or lose to, and they could have even beat Ole Miss. They just got behind a little bit too early, and they don't have a good enough quarterback to make that up. But where they playing at?
In
It's an
Athens.
Athens.
Georgia. Oh, bro. Yeah, I got Georgia easy, man.
Hey, I don't know if
Yeah,
y'all watched the game, but Trey Harris didn't even play and Ole Miss beat him, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
yeah,
It wasn't close.
yeah. I got Georgia in this game also. I think game in Georgia. You seen what everybody's been saying about Georgia, questioning their offense. Even Kirby Smart, he's been pretty vocal about it during this past week also. So I think they're gonna get it together, man. I think Georgia takes it at home.
Let me ask y'all this: y'all still believe Georgia's gonna win national title? If you had to say today,
I would say this: if
Yeah,
Carson Beck, let me see, Kia loves Carson Beck. He don't see no wrong with Carson Beck. If Carson Beck plays up to his potential, they can. If he doesn't, them boys going home. You know, I'll say this: I'll give you credit, Mr. Box Office. I don't ever give you credit. I'm really starting to believe that Ole Miss could win a national championship.
I don't.
I'm here to tell you, they're nasty, bro.
They are
That
not,
defense,
bro.
that defensive front is nasty.
They are
Go
not.
back and watch that Georgia game.
they destroyed Georgia up front. But no, I'm not. Y'all know me. I was never sold on Georgia this year. I think that even the Texas game, uh, Beck did not play well in that game at all. At all. I just think that Georgia defense held them down against Texas. I'm not sold on Georgia at all. They're not winning
Georgia's
that
not
title.
that.
Beck is way too inconsistent.
It's up to
Georgia's
them.
not that good.
wow.
Hey, I'm looking good about it right now.
You
Oh
are not.
man.
If they lose to Tennessee this week, bye.
Yeah, they lose that. It's a playoff game for Georgia. For sure, for sure. They lose this one.
Yeah, man. I do believe that they can be beat, but I think that they can beat anybody in the country. I
Oh
do
yeah,
believe they can beat
absolutely.
anybody in the country.
Absolutely.
If they get in the playoffs, it's gonna be hard. Who's gonna just go out there? Who can you pick to just go out there and kick Georgia's ass?
I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I know you don't want to hear this. I think I would take Ole Miss to beat them again if I saw that. The way what I watched last week, I think I would take Ole Miss again to beat them.
Nah, man.
Nah,
I,
Kirby
I
Smart.
couldn't see that, bro.
And I'm just telling you what I think. I'm not saying, hey, I'm on here right now. Playoffs hasn't started. I might say Ole Miss might win the
I
national
don't think
championship.
so. Not in a neutral. In a neutral site, I don't think that will
Trey
happen.
Harris is different, bro. He gonna come back.
Even you said it yourself. On a neutral site, you picking Georgia
I
over
don't know. I
everybody.
don't know what I saw last week. I don't know, bro.
Flip
I don't
flop.
know. I don't know,
Even when Georgia's won, they haven't looked good. Like it's I don't know. They don't. I think Beck
George.
is way too up and down.
Hotty toddy.
Yeah, we're gonna see.
Lane Kiffin. Oh my God.
Hey,
Let's go.
man. Trey Harris played most of the game against us, huh?
Hey, bro. Hey, he played the first half.
Yeah,
All
he
right,
played some of
man.
the third too, huh?
I thought he got hurt in the second quarter.
I
He
thought
did
we,
drop a
Either way,
touchdown,
they
though.
choked that game against LSU. I said on the show they were leading the whole time and messed it up.
yeah. I think that Georgia's a better team than LSU, and LSU beat them. So I think you running it back. I think Georgia beats them.
Well, the thing with LSU is LSU can beat anybody that doesn't have a running quarterback. You have a running quarterback, LSU can't beat you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, so look, me and box office were going through a little discrepancy earlier. What is that on? The reason why they can't beat a running quarterback?
The
He said
coach.
it's,
That's the coaches.
you think it's
That's
strictly
exactly
That's
coaching?
the coaches.
that's exactly
coaching.
what I said. They
That's
haven't
coaching.
made adjustments at all.
That ain't even the players. See that if you watch the game, no, that wasn't the players. The coaches that was complete coaching to me.
I mean,
Because here's the thing. See, you're not gonna make me believe that Vanderbilt has the players that LSU have on their defense, and Vanderbilt could stop Jalen Milroe to some extent. Not because they scored a lot, but you're not gonna tell me that Vanderbilt has the same type of athletes as LSU. I'm blaming the coaching.
no, but I will say this: the athletes. Do you think we're as talented as Alabama? I think our talent deficiency. We don't have the talent to stop a Jalen Milroe. You know what I mean?
I think it's the coaching, man. I think you had 2 weeks to prepare for that, and
No,
I
I
saw
think it's
guys. I saw guys like it's like the plays they were calling. They were completely out of the play. It's like they thought something else was coming, and something totally else. Somebody called something totally different. I think it was all coaching for me.
nah. I see this, but I did see this. This is what made me think that. It's a guy on Instagram. His name's Mr. Go 30. Y'all ever seen him?
Mm-mm.
Oh man, go check him out. He makes fun of he does these videos like he's a coach reviewing film with the team that lost, right? He's hilarious. He did this on LSU. I hate when he does a team I like, but it was hilarious, and he shows footage from the actual game. He showed Major Burns. Shit, he ain't want none of Milroe one time, bro. It's like, and he pointed it out. I said, "Damn, I didn't even see that in real time, but I did see a bunch of missed tackles, and that's players. That means the coach had you in the right position, and you didn't make the play. Now,
Well, even Brian Kelly came out and said you would have thought that we didn't practice because he said we didn't have them prepared. It just did. We have to go back to the drawing boards, basically. Now I'm paraphrasing what he said, but he
yeah,
said
and I agree that it's somewhat of coaching, but I also think that talent-wise, we're not there right now. And it's gonna take I think we got the right coaches in place right now. I do believe we have the right coaches in place right now. I think that we got to get more talent to be able to take care of some of those running quarterbacks like that. I believe in the past LSU has had talent that could have just made up for the bad placement, the bad play calling on defense, and made up for a play coming right up the middle. Milroe wasn't a whole bunch of stretches. It was right up the middle.
yeah, it was ridiculous.
And I put that on culture too, and I swear I'm not being biased. You got a big 6'6", 315-pound boy sitting on the bench for most of those runs right up the middle. Just put him in there to clog up the hole, bro.
Hey, I called it on the show last week. I was telling y'all. I saw it with Marcel Reed, and I just didn't see what was gonna change. Now I said I said this before you came on. Sure, the rush defense was bad, but I actually thought the LSU offense was actually more disappointing. 0 touchdowns until the last 13 seconds of the game.
But I'll say this. I think that Alabama controlled the time of possession with the way they were running the football. And then on top of that, I felt like even like the first drive, Alabama goes straight down the field, scores a touchdown. LSU comes right back down, they get a field goal. Alabama comes right back down, another touchdown. LSU comes right back down, another field goal. At some point, I think it was starting to get in their head like, we got to score touchdowns, and they just was trying to make the big play, and it just didn't work out for them. They just couldn't stop Jalen Milroe.
It all changed when Nelson had that fumble.
Yeah.
We were down 7, and I think his confidence went away. You know, when he did it, you could kind of see him when he walked off to the sideline, and he was sitting on the bench like by himself. I'm like, no, bro, you the leader. You know what I'm saying? You could have never seen Jaden Daniels or Joe Burrow do that. And I think that he's kind of exposing himself to being a quarterback, but not a great quarterback, like I predicted him to be.
Yeah, I thought he'd be better too. I ain't gonna lie.
All right,
Well,
man.
no, I'll make an excuse for Nussbus. At least this is his first year starting.
When he say this shit.
At least this is his first year starting, though.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, he'll get better. But yeah, y'all got to stop hyping up y'all's squad, man.
All right, man. Enough of this, man. I've been tired of the last 50 minutes. You guys talking about LSU, man, when their season's already over, man. See you at December 25th. But anyways, next topic.
How long USC season been over?
Their season's been over, but I'm not making it a whole ongoing topic on the show.
They beat LSU too.
It's the reason why people still talk about LSU.
No, you guys are talking about LSU. I'm just sitting here waiting when this conversation is going to be over.
We're people.
All right.
Whoever LSU starting the year off next year, I got the other team.
All right. Might be against those nerds from Vanderbilt, but let's go to the next topic, man. We're going to the NFL. Actually, I wanted to discuss about this, man. Offensive coordinator Shane Waldron from the Chicago Bears has been relieved of his duties. He's got
Get
fired.
your ass out of here.
Do you guys think Caleb Williams is the blame for this?
Getting him out of there?
The reason why he got fired?
I think he's the blame for him getting fired. Because I mean, the Chicago Bears, you can't blame it on them. They went out and got you weapons. They went and got you a quarterback, the number one pick in the draft. They got him weapons. They got running backs. They got receivers, and y'all constantly laying eggs, not putting up enough
Well,
points.
well, according to somebody's on the show, they think Caleb Williams is a comparison of Ryan Leaf. But go ahead.
Nah, I don't think
Hey.
it's
Oh, shout out
I'm
to Ryan
starting.
Leaf, man.
I'm
What's up,
starting.
man?
I mean, that person's starting to look, quite right. It looks like I know it's only his rookie year. I know, but I
Now,
don't see what.
I think he'll be all right. I just not. He's a rookie, and I was having an argument in the barbershop today. I believe that I don't think it's gonna happen to him, but I hate the fact that they're throwing all these rookie quarterbacks out there this fast because you go out there and you break their confidence. You go out there, you send them out there and they're unprepared. They need some of these guys need to sit behind somebody and learn the game, get up to speed with the NFL instead of being just thrown out there. Now, all the metrics said Caleb Williams could walk right in and be a starter, but as you see, it didn't transition. He's actually getting better as the season goes on, but it's not it's not looking like he had all those measurables that we thought for him walking in right in and being a playoff caliber quarterback his rookie year. But as far as the offensive coordinator, I don't know if I don't know if he should have been fired, like because we're just halfway through the season. Like my only thing, like I said, whenever you fire a coach, who you gonna get in there?
Hey,
Who are they
man.
gonna get in there?
Hey, man. At the end of the day, he went 16 to 30 for 120 yards against the freaking New England Patriots. I got their ass whipped, man. Got sacked 9 times. Yeah, Caleb Williams is the blame, man. Um, all this hype going into Caleb Williams, which he did deserve the hype. He had all the weapons surrounding him. You know, the coordinator, he could dial up the plays as an offensive coordinator, but at the end of the day, the quarterback, got he's the field in the general, man. He got to execute those plays, and 3-game losing streak, and you know 5 out of the 9 games you scored 20 points or less. That's bad for an offense though, because they were put together and had no excuses of what they had this season though. So I
Well, I
do
think when you find an offensive coordinator, it's always basically either the general manager or the head coach trying to keep their job. So they're like, well, that's either GM saying, well, I can't fire Eberflus, so we're gonna fire the coordinator, or or they talk to Eberflus and he was like, well, yeah, get the coordinator ass out of here, man. Yeah, it's his fault. I gave him all the play calling duties, and he's not dialing it up for Caleb. We got the talent on the field, and he's not making the best use of it. But like you said, they did get their ass kicked by the Patriots this week, which the Patriots actually have been playing better over the last couple of weeks, but that was embarrassing. That was embarrassing. Somebody had to get fired after that game. And I know that they weren't gonna let go of Eberflus, so they had to get rid of somebody, and it wasn't the defensive fault. It was the offensive fault. So the offensive coordinator had to go.
Go ahead. You want to go first? I saw you about to talk.
I'll go first. I think that C nailed this on the head. Basically, Eberflus knows he's in trouble and he had to do something. and he got rid of the offensive coordinator. And I think Eberflus will be out of there by the end of the season, anyways. I think that Caleb Williams showed at times promise, but then he digressed after the bye week. Usually, you get better after the bye week. He digressed ever since. They got the weapons and everything. They just don't know how to use them, and that's on the coordinator. I'm not going to blame anything on the rookie 7-8 games in, especially when I've seen flashes as well. So, would Jane Daniels be this good without Cliff Kingsbury? I'm not sure. But I do know. I do know that it seems like that offense. There's some coaching to it, and I'm not seeing the coaching for the Chicago Bears. So they're going to have to start over in the offseason with the new coaching staff, and they're going to try to get Caleb Williams right. I will say the Patriots' offensive coaching has been better than the Bears. Drake May looks solid. He really does look solid.
What?
He looks way better than I expected. I think we all thought Drake May was a scrub, and he still might end up being a scrub. But
what else?
He looks better every week. Drake May really does look better every week. Bo Nix, because of Sean Payton, looks solid. Looks very solid.
I predicted that, by the way.
Oh, yeah, you did have him as a top 5 quarterback. I'll admit that.
So, to me, I'm not blaming no rookie his rookie year. I'm giving it time. I'm blaming on coaching staff, and on top of it, Shane Waldron was in Seattle last year. They literally asked. There's a video you can look it up. Jackson Smith and Jigba. They asked him, how do you think Shane Waldron's going to do in Chicago with Caleb Williams? He literally was like, I mean, I wish them the best of luck. Basically saying, like, I do not rock with Shane Waldron and how our offense was in Seattle. So that's all I needed to see.
Yeah, Waldron deserved to get fired, especially you know when you're ranked 24th in points per game, 30 in total yards, 30th in passing yards, and technically they're only one spot behind the final playoff spot with the Green Bay Packers, man. So on the 3-game losing streak definitely hurts them, man. So it's not like I had them in going to the playoffs.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
But they still have a chance, though.
That was ridiculous. Somebody had them going to the playoffs. Are you kidding
me? No, they still have a chance.
No, they're not going to the playoffs, bro. We gotta stop, bro. We gotta stop lying to our audience, bro. That's not.
They don't have a chance to go to the playoffs. You just want.
They play Green Bay this week. They're getting smoked this week.
No, they're not.
Smoked.
I got the Bears. How about that?
Hey, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Take the Bears. Hey, I'm all for it. You know what else showed flashes to you guys last year? Anthony Richardson. How that's working out?
Yeah.
Now go ahead. Tell me how that's
working out. And you thought Tajay Spears going to show flashes. What the hell are you talking about?
Quarterbacks. Hey, we talking about quarterbacks. Hey, I never said Tajay Spears was going to carry his team to the playoffs, neither. Y'all said that Anthony Richardson's going to carry the coach to the playoffs. I heard Caleb Williams is going to go to the playoffs.
You had Trevor Lawrence in the playoffs. Oh, what are you talking about?
Wait, what?
You had Trevor Lawrence in the
playoffs. I did. That's true. But you had Anthony Richardson and Caleb Williams, and you had the Jets winning the Super Bowl. Let's see what, since that's what you want to do, we can do that.
You are doing this.
Well, I got the Jets going to the playoffs. Everybody had the Jets. I think except C didn't.
I didn't go to the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay. I didn't have these sorry ass in the playoffs.
Okay, but I kept trying to tell y'all, Caleb Williams has flaws, man. Yes, he can make all the throws. It's not about his athletic ability. That's not what I'm questioning. I'm questioning up here. Last year, I felt like he quit on USC. That's what I saw. He quit. He cried about everything that was going on, and he quit. It's not that I wish the kid nothing but the best. But when you can make all the throws. Jamarcus Russell can make all the throws too. That didn't work out. At the end of the day, just because you can make all the throws, it takes more than that. It takes a lot more than that. And I just don't see what y'all see in Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
People keep saying he's Patrick Mahomes. You gotta stop with that, man. He's
How?
not Patrick Mahomes.
Who are these people?
The thing is, man,
That was his player comparison.
how could you wish him the best when you're shredding him to pieces right
I'm
now, man?
saying what I think. I'm gonna always be honest. If I'm wrong, I can be wrong. I'm not tripping on being wrong. I wish him the best, but what I see, I'm still gonna speak on. I didn't see the Bears making the playoffs. I told you that ahead of time. I didn't think he was going to be great in the NFL. I said that. He has the talent. I wish him the best. If he can get a good coach that can coach him along, absolutely. But right now, that coaching staff is not the coaching staff that's going to take him to the next level. That offensive line, oh my, 9 sacks this past week? What is that? 6 sacks the week before? What is that? Like, I'm not on this Caleb Williams hype train. And I'll leave this last little nugget with you. For his psyche, I just talked about his psyche. You see what's going on in Washington, right? You see that, right? That's going to be in his mind. That's going to be playing in his mind. The Bears are going to be thinking to themselves, man, we could have had Jaden Daniels. And look what's going on. I'm just here to tell you, if you don't get the right coaching around him, hey, his career might be over before it really starts.
It's only his first season, so, we can't. Yeah, so
I just didn't understand. I know Yvonne did. I think Keo, you had him in the playoffs too, or see you had him in the playoffs?
No.
Yeah, I'm like saying to myself, you play in the division with the Lions and the Packers. Why are you gonna get in the playoffs?
No, I didn't have.
No,
I didn't
think. Well, no one thought the Vikings would be as good as they
No,
are.
I didn't think the Vikings was gonna be. I did not think that.
It's not like they're mathematically out of the playoffs.
So are you saying they're gonna make it?
I gotta look at the injury report, man.
What?
Yeah, injury report matters each game, right? See,
You see, he trying to take shots. You see, that's what I'm saying.
Wait, I'm not even taking
his
a shot
shots
at you.
never make sense. So
Who said I was taking a shot at you?
Come on, bro. Come on,
you
man.
were, but like I said, it didn't make any sense.
All I'm saying is we have to be realistic. Okay, you got the Packers, the Lions. You got the NFC East champion, probably the Eagles or the Commanders. And if not that, both teams are probably going to make the playoffs. You got the Niners. You got a team like the Cardinals, who's 6-4 right now. I'm just sitting there. One of the NFC South teams are going to make it. You really think the Bears are going to make the playoffs, bro? For real? Like, I'm not trying to be funny right now. Bro,
yeah, they have a chance, man.
Come on,
anything's possible.
It's possible. I mean,
exactly.
It's likely. Man.
They're one game behind.
Yay or nay? Yay or nay? Will they make the playoffs? Yay or nay? Or yes or no?
50-50.
Oh, just answer. No, I'll say no for you. What you think, C?
No.
No, you're not going to say
the
no
Bears
for
making
me.
The playoffs? Come on, man.
They're one game behind.
I just said LSU's not making the playoffs, and they should.
Now, if you're 4 games, now if you're like 4 games behind, like in the division, like your New Orleans Saints are, or maybe 5, I don't know how many games they're down.
What you mean 4?
Hold on, shut up.
No,
I'm talking right
Lions
now.
are what,
Hold on.
9-1?
Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm talking right now. You had your chance. So they're down 1 game behind the last playoff stop with the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers didn't look so great. You talking about this team's going to be one of the best teams in the NFC? Don't look like it to me.
You know they're only 2 games back of the Lions, right?
What?
They're only 2 games behind the Lions. You do realize that,
yeah,
right?
and they're 1 game behind the Packers. You do realize that, right?
Bruh.
Okay, thank you.
So you want to bet that they're going to not make the playoffs?
No, I never said they're going to make the playoffs. I said they have a chance. Don't put words in my mouth, man.
Hey, bro, I bet you the Packers make the playoffs.
Huh?
Yeah,
I'll bet you that. I bet you the Packers don't make the playoffs.
Shake my hand.
We can bet whatever you want, man.
We'll
I ain't no pussy.
Next topic, man.
All right, man. Let's go to the next topic, man. Got some interesting topics left to wrap up tonight's show. And as anybody has been following, Lamar Jackson, man. Whee! Running away with the MVP. Now, I'm not saying that. I'm asking you, is he running away with the MVP? What you guys think?
Go ahead,
I'm
Mr.
sorry.
Box. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I want to hear this.
No, he's not, man.
Oh my God.
Go ahead. Let me
Don't
hear
relax,
this.
man. Um, Look, Josh Allen is in the race. He's doing a lot with way less, way less. He doesn't have Derrick Henry behind him. He doesn't have Zay Flowers and Mark
You,
Andrews. Those are better
you,
targets.
you,
Come on now.
you know who he has, and he's been looking better since last season. Some guy named Joe Brady. Woo!
Yeah,
because
the Saints head
because the
coach.
Bills because the Bills were pathetic when Ken Dorsey was their offensive coordinator, and as soon as Joe Brady took over to call the plays for Josh Allen's been looking pretty
Josh
good, man.
Allen. Josh Allen was 13 seconds away from the Super Bowl without Joe
Yeah,
Brady.
but
It
at the
just
end of the
happened to
day,
be that it would just happen to be that Mahomes was on the other side and did a lot in 13 seconds. So let's not act like Joe Brady made Josh Allen.
Hey, that
Uh,
was years ago. Yeah.
yeah, that's the point. He's been a baller for a long time now. Um, and
Man,
and
that's been a long
and
time.
and 17 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Keo said he wouldn't have 20 all season long.
he doesn't have
Well,
20 right now.
if you count rushing, he's over 20 as well. If you're going to
Okay.
count Lamar Jackson rushing, then we're going to count Josh Allen. He's got over 20 touchdowns since you were like to remind us that you were wrong about that. Like I said, he doesn't have Derrick Henry, Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews. He's doing it with Keon Coleman, a rookie who we're not even sure is legit yet. He just got Amari Cooper. He's had him for a game, I think, or two, maybe.
He's
Um,
been at 3 games, but he hadn't played nothing but one.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, he's done a lot with way less. And I'm not saying I would give it to Josh Allen right now, but I'm just saying this race is nowhere near over. I think Derrick Henry doesn't get enough credit for what he's brought into Baltimore. He's over 1,000 yards already, leading the league. So I think those are the top three guys. I thought Jared Goff could have.
Woo! Clay mad. My bad. I'm watching
I,
the game too.
I thought Jared Goff might have been in the race, but then he ruined it with 5 interceptions earlier this week. So
Yeah.
to me, it's the two Baltimore guys and Josh Allen, but this race is not over. Let's say Lamar Jackson loses the next 2 games and Josh Allen wins. It's immediately a different story. It's just what, week 9, 10. So let's relax a little bit. Um, and let's see what happens.
In the words of one of my good friends, it's not over. Oh, but it's getting there. It's getting
Let's
there.
go. Let's
I mean,
go.
all I heard from people, I've had my Lamar Jackson feelings as far as things are concerned. I won't even sit here and hide it when he first came into the league. I didn't think he'd be as successful as he's been. But be only behind Joe Burrow right now in passing yards, the guy that y'all called the running back. Only person that has more passing yards than Lamar Jackson right now is Joe Burrow. That's it. There's nobody else that has more passing yards. And it's literally, I think, about like 3 yards. He's 24 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. That's insane. And when you look at what Baltimore is doing as far as, them winning, they're winning tough, close games. And then even when they lose, outside of the Browns game, which I think was an anomaly, they competed with the Chiefs. That was a very competitive game. A toe of Isaiah Likely, and then he actually is 25-2, and actually has another win. But that was a loss, and we're not gonna act like it wasn't. I just think when we look at this season so far, I mean, like you said, you did say 2 games. If he loses 2 games, and things change. But right now, he's clear, and he's the clear choice for MVP right now. There's nobody I can look at and say to myself, there's a guy that should be in the running with Lamar Jackson. It's Lamar Jackson, then it's everybody else. He has the wins. He has the stats. His stats are better than they were last year, and we're only 10 games in. That's insane. And he has the moments. This past week, man, a shootout against Cincinnati, balled out, Probably gonna win MBS Player of the Week again for what? How many times do you won it, Keo? How many times do you
This
won?
will be the fourth time.
That's insane, bro. Lamar Jackson right now is the front runner for MVP, and it's getting out of hand. If he gets a couple of more wins and puts up gaudy numbers, it's gonna be it might be unanimous. It really might be unanimous. He has everything better than Josh Allen right now, and I love Josh Allen. You know how I feel about Josh Allen. But more touchdowns, less interception, better QBR, more yards. It's not even close. And I didn't even mention they beat Buffalo head to head. So I'm just here to tell you,
Oh,
I think Lamar
whoa.
Jackson's running away with the MVP. I will agree with Yvonne on this, though. We had a debate a while back about Derrick Henry. But Derrick Henry, what he brings to that team and what he does for Lamar Jackson, what Lamar Jackson does for his game is like the perfect marriage ever. Like this, that is the perfect situation ever for both guys. And they're scary, bro. That's why they're in everybody's Power Five. I think everybody's power rankings. I know I had him in my power rankings. I know Q had him in power rankings. So yeah, I think Lamar Jackson's running away with it
Mhm.
right now. I don't think there's. If you want to go second, third, you might throw Derrick. You could throw Derrick Henry in there. You could throw Saquon Barkley in there. But they're not where Lamar is right now.
Okay, man. I'll admit, Lamar Jackson is not running away with the MVP. He's passing with the MVP as the MVP, man. We always question Lamar Jackson can't throw the ball. I can't say anything no more. Yvonne, what you gonna say? He's second in the league in passing. He has more passing yards than Josh Allen. So he has
He's great in the regular season.
He's he's tied for first in touchdown passes right now. He's he's ranked. I think he's ranked number one and number two in QBR and quarterback rating right now. Also, and there's nothing that you can say about Lamar Jackson that he can't do. You can't say all he does is run the ball, even though he has 500 yards passing. He's actually throwing the ball more than he's actually running the ball right now. And I did not expect this at all. And when it comes to MVP, man, it still goes by stats at the end of the day. And Lamar Jackson has the stats to prove it. He's nearly on the top of the list in every category. And he got the wins to support that also to win that MVP award. I think if last year was not unanimous, I won't be surprised if this year's no unanimous. I don't think nobody is close to Lamar Jackson right now. I just don't see it at all. Sure, should guys like Josh Allen be in the conversation? Yep. Derrick Henry should be in there. I know people was not even talking about Kyler Murray. Jared Goff had an off game also. And people always talk
Did you
about
say
betting.
Kyler Murray?
Yeah, Kyler Murray, man. Kyler Murray's
He's been playing well. He's been
he's
playing
been
well.
playing well though,
In the
man.
MVP conversation?
No,
Yes,
I think he's more like a dark horse, but I see where Kio's
yeah.
going with it.
No, if you look
Don't
at
get that
what
wrong.
Kyler if you look at what Kyler Murray has done, his numbers definitely does support that too. But
Don't get
Lamar,
this up,
but
man.
Lamar,
Everybody say that.
but Lamar is running away with the MVP, and I don't think there's nobody close to that right now.
All right, let me go ahead and wrap this up for y'all, man. Um, it's almost a foregone conclusion that Lamar Jackson is going to be this year's MVP. And we got only what, about 6 games left?
7.
7 games left. We got 7 games left. He loses 2 games. That doesn't matter as long as he puts up great numbers. And I push back against your Derrick Henry argument that he has hit Derrick Henry. I could say that the Derrick Henry thing actually hurts him. As far as versus Josh Allen. Because when we talk about what we've talked about, Lamar Jackson, his greatest attribute has been his running, right? Well, they have they have the best running back in the league right now, taken away from his running right now. So if you have what's taken something taken away from his best attribute, and he's still head and shoulders above the rest, I think that actually makes it that much more amazing that he's doing what he's doing. He's been able to adjust, and he's been able to throw to Zay Flowers. Mark Andrews just has come on over the last 2 to 3 weeks. He hadn't had him as a big time target all year until the last 2 to 3 weeks. But he's been finding those guys. Just he's been finding the open man. He hadn't just only targeted one player, or like in the past, he's just targeted Mark Andrews. He's been spreading the ball around, and he's just been putting the ball in the right place. I think he's focused a different way this year, and I actually have them as one of my favorites to as the only threat. I think they're the only threat to Kansas City in the AFC this year. I think they're the only threat. I can't see anybody else in the AFC beating them, but I can actually see the Baltimore Ravens beating them behind the legs and the arm of one Lamar Jackson. No, he hadn't played the best in the playoffs. He hadn't played as horrible as box office likes to make it seem like he has. He just hadn't won. He hadn't had that big victory yet. But this year might be the year that he gets it.
Yeah, the crazy thing is, what's going to be crazy, and is I'm not even making a joke of it. Lamar Jackson, if he wins MVP, he's going to have more MVP wins than playoff wins, man. Never seen anything like
Yvonne
this.
likes that. Yvonne likes that. Look at that. You want to say something?
That's not a good thing, Keo. You realize that, right?
unless you care about individual accolades, it's a good thing. But if you care about team success, then it's a bad thing.
I think he would much rather have the playoff wins.
Yeah.
If they added up to a Super Bowl win, I don't think he would want to have 6 playoff wins and no rings.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, and by the way, I put the polls up earlier today on Twitter. But Lamar Jackson have 72% of the votes to win this past week's Player of the Week. But we're moving on over to
this. And by the way, this is his second shootout with Cincinnati this year, and he won. Outdueled the Joe Burrow.
All right, man. So we're gonna talk about Micah Parsons, man. So I'm pretty sure it's been pretty much everywhere with that situation right now. Micah Parsons' comments on his comments towards head coach Mike McCarthy, man. What I wanted to ask you was, I'm pretty sure you know what he said. Do you think Micah Parsons deserves a pass in this situation?
Nope. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. And I don't think that Mike McCarthy is such a great coach, but he was totally out of line. Totally out of line. And then he was inaccurate. You know what I mean? He was talking about guys who had done more than Mike McCarthy has ever done, and that's totally ridiculous. The man been coaching since I think they said the 60s or something like that. He has a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Those guys that he was mentioning, they don't have the credentials that Mike McCarthy has. He might just say you like those guys better. And then how do you do that to a coach that's still your coach? He was totally out of line, bro. I think that's
See, you're a coach. How would you handle the situation?
That situation, you can't really do nothing because he's a lame duck coach. He's a lame duck coach. It ain't nothing he can do. What he gonna do? Bench Michael Parsons? Me, the personality I have, I'd have started talking crap about him in a meeting. That's just me. I'd have fired back at his ass. But because I'm gonna get fired at the end of the year anyway, right? I'd have told him his podcast was whack. Y'all need to stop listening to him. I'd have said all kinds of shit about him, but that's just me. But you're a lame duck coach anyway. You're getting ready to be up out of there. That I just would have, or either I would have ran down my credentials to him in public. That's what you disrespected in public, so I'm gonna correct you in public. And but I think that was tacky. I think that says a lot about the player, and I don't think that that's a player. To be honest with you, man, I don't think that that's a player I would want on my team. No matter how good you are, I think that showed he didn't have his lack of awareness. Because I don't really think he thinks he did anything wrong. I think he thought he was keeping it real and he was just saying how he felt. He didn't mean no disrespect by it. But bruh, that was so disrespectful. That was disrespectful on so many levels. And he was inaccurate. Yeah, I could see if he was accurate with what he was saying, but it was inaccurate, man, and it was totally out of bounds, disrespectful as a player to say that about your coach.
So just to repeat what he said was, he says when asked about him, he says that's above my pay grade. If my coaches again next year,
that's where he should have stopped. That's above my pay grade. Next question.
All coaching aside, Mike can leave and go wherever he wants to. Guys, I kind of feel bad for is like Zach Martin and guys who might be on the field last year and on their way out, because that's who I wanted to hold the trophy for. You want to win games and do great things for those type of legends who put in more time on work than Mike McCarthy's ever did. And those were exactly what he said.
Okay, I'll go next. I agree with C. I think Micah Parsons needs to stop doing the podcast until he starts winning some games. I'm being serious. I think a lot of these players have gotten out of hand. They're talking better than they're playing. Where you been all year, Micah Parsons?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also do not just blame Micah Parsons here. I blame Jerry Jones. This is the exact culture he's built, and he deserves a lot of blame. He wants to act like he has all the control, but they seem like a damn mess over there in Dallas. Mike McCarthy. Also, I don't know what Micah Parsons is talking about. Does he not know Mike McCarthy won a Super Bowl as a head coach? He's actually got a pretty good record as well. So I think Micah Parsons is completely lost. Micah Parsons was in kindergarten picking his nose while Mike McCarthy was winning playoff games. So he needs to shut up. He's getting annoying. I'm not listening to that damn podcast. He just needs to stick to actually playing better because he's not playing well at all either. He's been invisible this year. He's also been hurt. So I don't know what he's talking about. But yeah, I also blame Jerry. Jerry's lost control. He needs to give up his power to his son, Stephen Jones. Let someone younger and brighter at this point try to work the team. I don't know what Jerry's doing anymore. Mike McCarthy will be gone. Exactly what I thought was going to happen this year. They were going to miss the playoffs, and Mike McCarthy will be gone. And it'll be interesting who's the next coach of Dallas. It'll be very interesting. I don't know. I don't believe the Deion Sanders stuff. I don't believe that. And even if Deion did end up there, that would be a disaster as well. That would be bad.
Right up the Cowboys' alley.
Yeah. So Keo, I hope you enjoyed the Cowboys' glory days when you were picking your own nose in kindergarten, because y'all ain't gonna win nothing anytime soon. So yeah, it is what it is. Micah Parsons was out of line. He needs to go worry about his own game. But Jerry Jones has created this.
Let me give you a little pushback. Not really pushback, but I believe that that the Cowboys, it is a mess over there. You said Jerry Jones thinks he's in control, but he's not. I think he is, because you never hear any of these players saying anything about Jerry Jones. They just it's the environment that he's made. He doesn't respect Mike McCarthy, so they don't respect Mike McCarthy. They don't, and they play how they want to play. They play when they want to play. They suck and they still get paid. It's the whole environment that he made over there, and that's how he likes it. I'm sure he does want them to win, but the way he runs his asylum over there, he has the inmates running the asylum right now. And as long as they don't mess with the warden, as long as you don't say nothing bad about the warden, y'all can do what y'all want to do.
Wow. Yo, man, y'all just went in on Dallas, man. Q, I feel pretty bad for you right now, but it's definitely a circus in Dallas right now, man. It's a pure circus out there, man. Oh, I think Michael Parsons knows that when he said he crossed the line. Mike McCarthy won't be there next year. We all understand that. But there's a lot of people that might not be there next year. Dak Prescott may not be there if a team is willing to take on that contract, which I'm not going to say for sure they will, but there's a lot of people that won't be in Dallas
I
next
don't know
year.
why they gave him that contract to begin with. I said that on the show.
Jerry Jones, man. Hey, I do agree with you on that. You did create this monster. It is what it is. You know, y'all said that he needs to hire a young, vibrant, new person. Hey, man, there's a guy in Louisiana by the name of Truex, the sports junkie, that'll have the Cowboy fans going crazy next year if you hire your boy. Hey, I'm
You
here to
would you
tell
would
you,
have the
man.
Cowboy. You had run the Cowboys with a drafted Rattler. They would be in the same
Yeah.
situation. There.
Hey,
Oh yeah,
maybe,
that's right. Don't hire him.
maybe in the fifth round, I maybe have drafted him. You know who I wouldn't have drafted? Anthony Richardson.
Oh god, man.
He's better
All
than
right,
Rattler
hurry up,
too.
finish up,
Hey,
man.
X,
but
you'll be back at LRCA in 2 years messing around with the Cowboys, bro.
hey,
Don't
man,
do
hey, I don't, hey, man, I'm really him,
Damn.
man. I'm really him, man. I done raised all my sons. Look at them. They kind of know a little sports now. I'm proud of y'all, sons.
Appreciate it,
but,
pops.
Yeah, you such
but
a flame, bro.
Michael Parsons, man, you gotta do better, man. You gotta do better. You can't do that in public like that, man. You really can't do that in public. But you know, I wish the Cowboys much success. And hey, man, the podcast ain't that bad. But I will say, he hasn't been Michael Parsons when he first came into the league. He's starting to give me Sean Merriman vibes. I'm being real with you right now.
Wow, that's a great comparison.
Man,
No,
enough
no.
of that stupid
Michael Parsons
podcast,
will still
man.
be Michael Parsons, but this year was bad.
Enough of that.
That was the
Uh,
best thing about Sean Merriman.
uh, enough of that stupid podcast. I'm getting sick of it too. So
I bet you.
normally, man, everybody knows me. I'm one of the biggest Dallas Cowboys fan there is. Come to my friend, my family, people from the NBS platform, and people on social. This year, I have not trolled anybody about anything on social media. I don't even wear my damn Dallas Cowboys gear anymore. I don't even wear it to work for crying out loud, man. This is just embarrassing. And it sucks even more. Yvonne actually predicted it. The last person I would want to predict anything about the Dallas Cowboys, but I gotta give him credit. He called it and he was right. Um
You calm
and
that Brock Purdy shit down too.
oh no, that don't
You
get me
did.
started with that. But
Brady
as
did
far as
play well this week, though.
yeah, he did.
Yeah, he played well
But
this week.
as far as this goes, though, man, I just can't defend Michael Parsons in this one, man. Because number one, I get sick of his podcast. He talks more about his podcast than actually why the hell did they lose their games instead of being in the facility room training, being a leader on the defensive side. He doesn't want to do that, but he wants to talk on this podcast show, and he doesn't. I feel like he doesn't have no room to speak to say anything about Mike McCarthy because Mike McCarthy has done more than Michael Parsons, man. Mike McCarthy, like you said, he's a successful head coach. He's won the Super Bowl ring, and that was blatantly taking a shot at Mike McCarthy. The man is on his way out, and you just adding insult to injury with it, though, man. And I just feel that's not right. I feel like I seen the apology, and that I'm just not sold and sincere on it. I feel like it wasn't sincere at all, man. Um, and this was just a bad look for him, though, man. And he wants to be that media guy, though, man. That's what Michael Parsons wants to do. If you want to be the media guy, like X and Danny always tells me, man, when it comes to media, you better stand on what you say. When that blog comes out, you better stand on that when people start attacking you. And and that's what it is, though. I think he'll be, successful one day in media, but right now it's not the time. And right now it's just pointing fingers when it comes to Michael Parsons, and he's just making excuses at the end of the day, man. Like I'm like, yeah, it's not a good look, man. Not for a Dallas Cowboy, not for a Cowboy fan, and that's nothing to be proud of, man. Um, we want to see what you could do on the field. That's what matters. We don't want to hear what you say on your podcast show, and I haven't even listened to his damn podcast show. As a matter of fact, the only time I see it is when I hear clips of it, like on Twitter or maybe on Bleacher Report. That's the only time I actually see anything about his podcast. As far as like listening to a full episode, hell no, I'm not listening to no damn Michael Parsons podcast show. But
So disrespectful. Hey, for all his listeners out there, y'all should be listening to the Nbs show anyway.
yeah, man, get over here, man. If you want to hear some real sports, yeah,
Hey,
come to the MBS platform.
hey, shout out to Michael Parsons, man. Let's show some respect.
No
Yeah,
shot.
he was. Yeah, you're right, Yvonne. He was picking his nose at Penn State. As a matter of fact. But anyways, man, let's move to our last topic before we actually get to our picks, man. Um, and we're going to talk about the two best teams in the NFL right now. So from throughout the last couple weeks, we've consecutively have ranked the Kansas City Chiefs, Detroit Lions at 1 and 2 every single week for our power rankings. So are these the two best teams right now in the NFL?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, man. They proved themselves to be head and shoulders above the rest of the people in their conferences. The only thing they both had a rough week this past week, but the fact that they pulled out those wins, just kind of proves the point that they're still the best in their conferences. I was really surprised to see Kansas City struggle so much with Denver, but seeing Detroit fall behind and be able to come back like they did, that kind of showed me something about them, because nobody expected them to be behind like that in that game, and they came back and still end up coming up with the win. So that kind of showed me that they're head and shoulders better than the NFC right now. I say head and shoulders above everybody, but I just think that the fact that the Chiefs keep finding a way to win, it makes them the best team in the AFC. Other than that, I think they do have some competition in the AFC with the Ravens. I'm not sure if they were playing the Ravens this week. I'm not sure that I would for sure pick the Chiefs. It would be a lot that went into that pick for me. But I do believe that if somebody said that they were the best two teams in the league, I wouldn't argue with them.
See, and X and Yvonne, you could answer this question too when you guys want to. At what point of the season, because there's going to be a conversation brought up when it comes to the Kansas City Chiefs about this. At what point where you're going to start considering, okay, maybe this team might go undefeated for the rest of the season?
If they win this week.
Okay.
I will never consider it because they're not going to go undefeated. They're not that good. And nor do I think they care about going undefeated. I think they're just worried about getting to January and then getting healthier and then playing. These are definitely the two best teams in the league. But it would not be so surprising to me at all, or anybody else, if Kansas City won the the first ever team to win 3 straight Super Bowls. Man, they've got the best player in the league. It's just that simple. 1 game to go. Um, uh, you trust Mahomes more than anybody. That's why I don't go crazy about the Lamar Jackson third MVP and stuff. Does Mahomes have 3 MVPs? No, he's got what matters most, and that is rings when the games are tough and close. I know who I can trust, and that's Mahomes. So that's why I don't lose my mind about the MVP stuff. But Detroit, man, to me, Detroit's the most complete team in the league when healthy. With Aiden Hutchinson in there, they'd be nasty. Kirby Joseph is playing well on defense. Brian Branch looks really good. And on offense, Laporta's coming alive. Amon St. Brown is one of the best receivers that we do not talk about. That running game is a monster. Penny Sewell's a monster as well. Dan Campbell's not afraid to go for it on 4th down. So, look, those are the two best teams in the league. I think Detroit's the most complete team, and I think Kansas City's got the best player in the league. Wouldn't shock me if that's the Super Bowl, nor would it shock y'all.
No, as far as them going undefeated, they got big games coming up, man. They got the biggest one out of their last 8 games coming up this week against Buffalo. Do I think they're gonna beat Buffalo? Are we picking that game?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. You got to.
Yeah. I'll say that for my pick. But out of the 8 games they have left, they somehow, some way, they always manage to find a way to lose one to the Raiders. They got the Raiders coming up. Y'all keep
That's their last loss. That was their last loss last Christmas. That's the last time, and that was to Vegas.
Yeah, and I don't know how they keep doing it, but that's on the schedule coming up. I'm told Harbaugh's a great coach. They got the Chargers coming up.
I can see the Chargers win that game. It's a division game. Denver almost beat them. Those division games are scary.
Harbaugh.
Right. They got the Texans coming up. Depending upon how that game is and who he has healthy at receiver, I can see them possibly losing that one. And the sleeper of the AFC to me, the Steelers, they got them coming up. So that they've been playing really well. So I do think that they're capable of giving an upset. I don't think that this team is going 17-0. But and they got the Broncos again, and it seems like the Broncos might have their number. I think they found a way haven't they lost to the Broncos the last couple of years too?
I know Mahomes' record against Denver is really good, but I mean it's a division game. They should have lost this week.
Yeah, they should have lost this week. I mean, but the special teams played special, got a block. But I don't think they'll go undefeated because they got some games. They're clearly that I think everybody will say they're clearly better than all these teams they got coming up on their schedule. But somehow, some way, they always happen to have that stupid loss. You be like, man, how the Chiefs lost to them, and they mess up somebody's parlay.
That's what y'all care about. Okay.
Yeah.
As far as the Chiefs and the Lions, the thing about the Chiefs and the Lions is, like y'all said, they found a way to win. Running the football, they can beat you that way. Passing the football, they can beat you that way. Defense, they can beat you that way. Special teams, we just saw it this past week, beat you that way. Injuries, so what? Doesn't matter. The Chiefs lost Hollywood Brown, Rasheed Rice, Pacheco, Juju Smith had one good game, was out the next 2. The Lions had Jamison Williams out due to his own foolishness. Aiden Hutchinson out. Laporta's banged up right now. Now he may play, he may not play this week. We don't know. But these teams seem to never miss a beat. They can beat you in a lot of ways. Houston is a playoff team. I think we all agree on that. Most of the general public believe that. Houston was at home, and Jared Goff threw 5 interceptions, and Houston couldn't beat him. That's insane. That's all I need to know how good Detroit is. To me, Detroit is definitely loaded. If they had, and I know we're not picking that, but if they had to play each other, my one concern with Detroit is not even just the injury to Aiden Hutchinson, is Jared Goff. That 5 interception, that might work against a team like the Houston Texans, who I think they're not ready right now. A lot of us didn't even pick them to win the division to start the season, but they're not ready to win a Super Bowl right now.
He'll never throw 5 interceptions.
You throw 5 interceptions against Baltimore, San Francisco, the Chiefs, you're not winning that game. So Jared Goff has to play better. He has to play that quarterback he played up until this game, and the Lions will be fine. But yeah, for sure, these are the 2 best teams in football. They just find ways to win, period. They don't have no letdowns in the sense of, am I playing my best football? Maybe not, but I'm still going to find a way to win, which you have to respect. And they got 2 of the best coaches in the league. You could probably say Andy Reid's the best coach as far as overall in the league right now, today. And Dan Campbell's probably the best coach with no Super Bowl win. Or he's up there for sure. One of the best motivators. Golly, I have to go play for that dude.
Man, tell me this. So Andy Reid wins another Super Bowl this year. Can we start putting him in the GOAT conversation?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Is he already in there to some of y'all?
No.
He is to me. He's in there because now we've seen how he does when he's got a legit quarterback. And that goes back to my point, CY. It doesn't matter how long it takes a coach. Like, he was in Philly 14 years. He got let go, gets to Kansas City, finally gets a quarterback, and look what he's doing. So,
just get a quarterback.
Yeah, a quarterback in Philly, too.
Yeah.
We're not doing that.
Yeah, we're not going to act like
McNabb is not a Hall of Famer.
Bro.
He should be like the
McNabb is not a Hall of
so
Famer.
McNabb is not a Hall of Fame type quarterback.
No.
What?
He's not a Hall of Famer.
Bro, hold up. How old are you?
What?
NBS headline.
I'm 30. I watched
Dog, he
McNabb.
went to
He's like-
4 straight NFC championship games.
He's not a Hall of Famer, though.
Bro, stop. If
Bruh.
Jim Kelly's a Hall of Famer, he's a Hall of Famer.
All right, tell me this. All right. Outside of Terrell Owens, name 2 wide receivers Donovan McNabb had on his team.
Todd Pinkston,
Bruh,
Freddie
stop,
Mitchell.
Stop, bro.
Y'all said name 2, so I named it.
Donovan
Lamar
McNabb.
Jackson later on. Went to NFC title game with
You
him.
think that, bro? Wow.
McNabb is not a Hall of Famer, bro. Y'all are
Hold up.
tripping.
All right, tell me. All right, those
MVPs,
2 guys you
zero
named,
pros.
those 2 guys that you named that he was throwing to, those guys are the people that carry him. The reason why
I'm not saying McNabb was a scrub. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying he's not a Hall of Famer. That's
Okay,
all.
I'll ask you this. You think Matt Ryan's better than Donovan McNabb?
They're about
Bro,
the same
kid,
level.
though. You think Philip Rivers
Matt
is
Ryan's got an MVP.
He played with Julio Jones, too.
Y'all were just hyping up the MVP
Okay,
for
you
Lamar
think-
Jackson. Now it don't matter,
You
huh?
think all of you
Nobody
think
said
Philip
it
Rivers,
didn't matter.
Bro, Lamar Jackson, bro, stop, bro. Lamar Jackson.
Lamar
was way
Jackson.
before
And I didn't
Aaron
say
got
Matt
there.
Ryan was a Hall of Famer.
Do you think he is?
No,
You don't think he gets in the Hall of Fame?
I don't. Philip Rivers is tough. I do think he's better than McNabb.
What?
Philip Rivers is better than McNabb, bro.
Bro, what has he ever
What?
done?
But I will say I don't think he's a Hall of Famer.
That's crazy.
Philip Rivers
Hey,
never made a Super Bowl.
He's
Had
got
he
better
ever looked-
numbers than McNabb.
and you can say he had one of the best rosters ever.
Did
That's
he
never won a Super Bowl?
never went to a Super Bowl? Did he ever even make the AFC Championship game?
Yeah, he did. He lost to Brady.
He lost
But
to
no,
who?
he had an
Brady.
incredible roster. And
Yeah.
good
No, I'm not,
offensively
but I
and
don't even
defensively.
have him in the Hall of Fame. I don't.
I think
McNabb
McNabb.
is not a Hall of Famer, bro.
I think McNabb was better because he was surrounded by less talent down in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I would make the same case that you said about Josh Allen about Donovan McNabb, bro. Like that's wild that you don't think he's a Hall of Famer.
Freddie
I
Mitchell was
don't.
only reason why I even remember Freddie Mitchell because he had that championship belt and that mohawk, but he was ass. That was a terrible guy. He was a terrible receiver.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful of McNabb. I just don't think he's a Hall of Famer. That's all. He's just
Wow.
not. If he's a Hall of Famer, then Matt Ryan's a Hall of Famer, then Philip Rivers is a Hall
I
of
don't
Famer.
disagree with none of those, but I think that those are all really good quarterbacks, though.
I think they're
Really
all
good.
about the same level. But Matt Ryan does have MVP. I will say that. McNabb has been to the Super Bowl.
Do you think Lamar Jackson's a Hall of Famer?
I think with the two MVPs, you're gonna get in.
But he has no. I mean, I don't say he don't have no playoff wins.
He's
but
also got a lot more time, though. Same thing with Josh Allen.
But I think
He's
if
got a lot
Lamar
of time.
ended his career today, he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, he's got 2 MVPs, and that helps your resume. But McNabb, bro, he doesn't have anything on his resume besides Pro Bowls and a Super Bowl appearance. He doesn't have an All Pro. He doesn't have MVP. He doesn't have a ring. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but like now with Andy Reid getting a legit Hall of Famer, dog, he's winning.
Come on, man.
I agree to disagree on this one. I understand what he's saying because Yvonne and me, for the most part, I'm looking at it from the point of if I see certain guys in the Hall of Fame, I'm looking at it like this is no disrespect. I know what Eli has done in the playoffs, but if you ask me who I think was better, just as far as a quarterback,
Right.
I think Donovan McNabb was better than Eli Manning for sure.
Right.
But I trusted Eli.
Did.
I
But
trusted Eli in bigger moments, though.
Well, Eli had a great defenses too. I'm not saying McNabb didn't either. So let's. I don't know.
Yeah,
And
Dawkins. Yeah, Brian Dawkins.
And if we're talking about the receivers, who did Eli have at receiver that he won a Super Bowl with compared to McNabb? McNabb got to a Super Bowl. Well, he didn't get there.
Plexico Burris was good. Plexico Burris was good.
He was good, but he wasn't T.O.
No, he's not T.O. He's not. I agree with that.
But T.O. wasn't even playing when they made the run to the Super Bowl. He came back.
Yeah, he was injured.
He came back for a Super Bowl though. But Deshaun Jackson was great. He was Plexico Burris level.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I'm saying.
All right, man. Let's move on over.
This is a topic that we even
but also, Eli beat like the 07 Patriots, bro, and then did it again. Like McNabb didn't play well in that Super Bowl.
You think Flacco's a Hall of Famer, even though he has the Super Bowl?
No.
Okay, I just wanted to see where you stood on that.
No, he's not.
Yeah, Fluco. Come on. All right, let's go to the NFL picks, man. Yvonne, go ahead.
All right, y'all. So we've picked 70 NFL games. 70. C is 1 game lead over Reek, 45-25. Reek is 44-26.
I demand a recount. I did my own calculation. I was up 2.
You're up 2 on me. Yeah,
you're up 2 on X. Yeah,
I thought I was up 3 on X and 2 on Reek.
No.
But I'll check it after the show. But I'm pretty sure I got it right.
Donald, stop tripping, Donald. The count is in. We're gonna stick with the count.
Yeah, C 1 game lead over Reek. Reek's got 1 game lead over X.
How many got to win by?
You just gotta win.
You just gotta win.
Got to win by 1, huh?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, that's cool. It don't matter.
Keo 42-28, 1 game behind X, and I'm at 40-30. So we still got a long ways to go. This NFL slate, though, is really good this week, though. Really good. Starting off with a great Thursday night game. This is for the division lead. I'm not going to say the name. Washington at Philadelphia. Who we got?
No, Redskins and the Eagles. Woo!
I got Philly. Keo put out my Power 5 rankings. Shout out to my brother Reek, man. He put out my Power 5 rankings, and there was a lot of Commander fans out there that were like, you wild and having the Eagles in front of the Commanders. You'll see why this Thursday night. I got the Commanders losing to the Philadelphia Eagles.
This is a hard one, bro.
Yeah, do it, see, do it.
That's
You
a real
stuck
hard
because
one,
Rick
man.
is gonna pick the Commanders.
He
So
did pick
somebody's gonna
them.
get closer
He
to
did
you if
pick
you're
them.
wrong.
I
Reek
know.
did pick them.
I think I'm gonna pick them too.
Oh, let's
I think
go.
I'm gonna pick them too, man. And the thing being, I haven't been impressed by Philly. However, I have been impressed by the Commanders by watching the games. Um, the best player on each team, either team, is Saquon Barkley, and I'm actually convincing myself to pick the Eagles.
Nah, stay over there, man. Stay on that side.
Yeah.
I'm going. And like y'all know me, man. I'm very particular about where they're playing at, what time they're playing. By being a night game, I don't know why. I think the Commanders just play better during the daytime, during the 12 o'clock games.
You haven't seen them enough at night.
That might be why I think that. That might be why I think that. But how's been Jay playing, bro? I'm gonna go with the Jaden Daniels led Commanders.
Keo?
Is is this in Philly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm taking the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia's red hot right now. They're looking good. I this stretch for Washington that they have right now
Rams and
is
Philly.
yeah. So
Ooh.
if it's a tough stretch that they're dealing with right now, and I see them losing back to back games. Man, I got the Eagles.
Okay. I
I
got
switched
the
mine, man. I got the Eagles too. I thought they were in Washington, man. That's my bad.
Bruh.
Okay, so everybody's got the Eagles except Reek. Reek is becoming as delusional as you Saints fans. He be picking his team every week.
Everybody team don't suck like yours. Box office, sometimes
Your
you gotta
team
pick
sucks. Your team sucks.
Hey, yours does too.
They do. I admit it. Look, what's it called? I picked the Steelers last week. That was an easy pick in my opinion because
My team won last week, though. By the way, go ahead.
Mike Tomlin was off a bye. Honestly, this is a toss-up game. I think they're gonna split it. I'm gonna just go with the home team in each matchup. I got Philly this week. All right. Next game, the Ravens at the Steelers. Now, you know what the crazy thing about it this game is? This is the Steelers' first division game all year.
Wow.
All right, you ready for this?
Yeah.
It don't matter where it's at. I got Baltimore going into Pittsburgh and knocking off the Steelers. The MVP, man, Mr. Jackson. Mr. Jackson. Even Mike Tomlin was like, hold on. Jay Daniels is good, but let's not be disrespectful to Mr. Jackson. Mr. Jackson and the King Henry and those Baltimore Ravens get it done. I got the Baltimore Ravens. And can I say maybe a Deontay Johnson touchdown against his former team? Hey, we gonna find out.
All right. Let me clear this up. I have said that they are a dark horse in the AFC, the Steelers, because they've been playing well since Russell Wilson has taken over the quarterback spot. All of that gives even more credit to how good Mike Tomlin is.
Right.
You know, he was able to see that. Hey man, I know Justin Field has us with a winning record, but I know what I saw in practice, and he liked Russell Wilson to go in there and give him a chance in live action. So, I got Lamar Jackson, bro. That's cool. All is well and good. It's a cool story, bro. But I got the Ravens. They're just too good. I see Pittsburgh winning a couple of more games in their future, but this won't be one of them. And I got the Ravens going in there and putting up probably like a 13-point win.
Wow.
Okay,
about
I
that?
I think this game will be for the division lead um in the AFC North. Um Russell Wilson's been playing really well. Hasn't lost a game so far since he's been the starter. I think a lot of people are continuing to disrespect the Pittsburgh Steelers. Me and X don't even have them in our Power Five rankings, and they were like 7-2 and 8-2. But guess what? The disrespect is going to continue. I'm taking the Baltimore Ravens to win this game. So I got the Ravens, man.
That's hilarious.
Bro, that dude is crazy. That dude is
Okay.
like continue.
Reach got the Ravens too. So it looks like I'm the only one. I got the Pittsburgh Steelers. What I've
Wow.
learned about Lamar Jackson throughout the years, he'll have like 3-4 really good games. Everybody hops on his nutsack, and then he ruins it with one bad performance, and then he comes back down to earth, and then he presses y'all again 3-4 weeks after that. And look, no disrespect, but I'm actually gonna split them whenever they play in Baltimore. I'm gonna pick Baltimore. This is a toss up, in my opinion. The Steelers have played well with Wilson. Patrick Queen knows this offense. He played against Lamar in practice every week. I think there's an advantage there. I got the Steelers. I'm the only one.
Yeah.
All right.
That shit ain't gonna matter though.
Next division game, we got the Seahawks at the Niners.
I got the Niners for sure. I know they didn't play great this past week, but Christian McCaffrey's back. Pearsall played well. I got the Niners, man. I got a guy.
What?
They got a guy by the name of Brock Purdy. Oh,
Yeah. Let's go, man.
All right, man. Look, I know all of y'all younger than me, but he's back.
Oh, there you go.
Christian McCaffrey is back, and I got him scoring not one but 2 touchdowns this weekend. Put it on your parlay sheet. Do your same game parlay and put the 49ers as the winner with Christian McCaffrey scoring at least 2 touchdowns. But I'll tell you this, Debo, stop choking your damn teammates. Y'all can't win like that, bro. You can't win like that, bro. I think that the Niners are finally getting kind of healthy. They were missing. Mason played well, but when you get the big dog back, you're gonna get to actually see how they were. I think that first game, he played all right this past week, but now he's getting his sea legs back. You'll see him play better and better as the season goes on. That was his first game of the season, so this is like game 2. So you can look for McCaffrey punching in the end zone twice.
Keo.
All right, man. Last week, man, Brock Purdy 25 of 36, 353 yards, 2 touchdown passes, man. Great performance. He got McCaffrey back. He was throwing the ball though, man. To Pearsall, had a touchdown pass to getting George Kittle with the ball involved. Jawan Jennings, you got Debo there. The Niners, they're starting to become more of a scary team as they get healthier. And I remember what you guys said earlier in the season, like they're more of a team that's not worried about winning the division or having the best record, but just want to get in there because they're at the point and they know how to get there. I just think they're a better team overall than Seattle right now. I'm not sure what direction Yvonne's gonna go because he normally likes to go off teams coming off of a bye. I just don't think it's gonna work that way with the San Francisco 49ers in the Bay Area. I'm taking the Niners.
Reek has got the Niners. Man, the Seahawks could have had 3 months off. They still losing this game.
Oh, see?
The 49ers are just better, man. They own the Seahawks as of late. Gino's gonna throw a late interception like usual, and the Niners gonna win. All right.
Why does he do that so often?
I mean, that's just the definition of an average quarterback. They're always bound to cough it up eventually.
Yeah.
So I'm pissed this game is not a Sunday night game or Monday night game. They could have flexed this, but whatever. Chiefs Bills in Buffalo. Who we got?
Hey man, why y'all putting that pressure on your boy, man? In Buffalo. Dang, man. I'm taking the Chiefs, bro. I'm taking the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs go 10-0. I'm not picking against Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. And I know everything points to Buffalo because Buffalo rested Keon Coleman. Yeah, he didn't play this past week. Amari Cooper didn't play. I'm pretty sure they're going to try to get all of them to play. Kincaid got a little banged up last game. Will he play this game or not? We're going to find out. But I'm going to take the Chiefs. I just think the Chiefs have this. I like this swag. They know how to get it out the mud, and I like that about them right now. They find ways to win, even when you doubt them. How many teams would have just folded and let them kick the field goal and let the Broncos win that game? They said, nah, you gonna have to make this, and we're gonna try to block it. And I just really like what Kansas City's doing right now. I like Andy Reid, like Patrick Mahomes. I got the Chiefs, man.
All right. Until further notice, to be the man, you gotta beat the man. And they ain't gonna do it this week. I got the Chiefs, man. And Josh Allen, he might be in your not Heisman, your MVP race. He not in mine. I got Mahomes and the world champion Kansas City Chiefs.
Keo.
All right. I got the Buffalo Bills winning this game. The game is in Buffalo. The Buffalo plays the Chiefs well in these regular season games, man. And I'm looking at it as this: if we gonna consider and call, if Josh Allen wants to be anything close on that Patrick Mahomes level, he got it starts from beating the Kansas City Chiefs and knocking them off. I think if he knocks off the Chiefs, I think this is gonna make that MVP conversation. It probably gonna make it really interesting. And I think no matter who it is, though, I think that no matter who the receivers are, I think this team is gonna make the defense is gonna look really good. Last week against this past week against the Colts, they forced 4 turnovers, had 4 sacks. Defense was the one that showed out. I think they will show out in Buffalo, man. And they probably been waiting for this matchup, man. So I like the Bills in this matchup. I got Bills.
All right. Reek's got the Chiefs. I've got the Bills. The Chiefs have been struggling and getting by, and I think that they're going to struggle and not get by this time. They finally take their first L. They should have lost last week. Look, they got to lose eventually. They're not that good in terms of their consistency this year to go undefeated, so they got to lose somewhere here. In Buffalo makes sense to me. Josh Allen, I think, outplays Mahomes this Sunday. Mahomes hasn't even played that well this year.
Fact.
So I do think the Chiefs get Pacheco back, but the Bills get him this time, and it's going to be a huge win. And then Josh Allen's going to enter C's MVP list after this week. So, all right, Sunday night game: Bengals at the Chargers.
Ooh.
Shoot.
Two teams that I was hype about going into the season. I remember some people saying the Chargers would finish last in that division, which was blasphemy to me.
Yeah,
I didn't
I
understand
agree.
what they were saying. But
Definitely.
I got the Bengals. The Bengals need the game more. The Bengals, they can score with anybody, and I think that Joe Burrow is better than Justin Herbert, even though I think Justin Herbert's a good quarterback. I just think Joe Burrow and company is different, man. It's different. I'm hearing T. Higgins is going to play this time, right? I'm thinking that's what he's going to do. If he plays for sure, but even without him, I got the Bengals. And they're working out Little Fournette.
I'm going with the LSU Bengals.
Oh, no.
You know what I'm saying? You got big Joe Burrow over there. You got big Jamar Chase over there. I think, to be honest, I think they're way better than the Chargers. I think the Chargers have been playing good this year, and but I think the Bengals have just had some tough breaks. Joe Burrow's been playing like the Joe Burrow that we expected him to be. He's leading the
If they
league.
had a winning record, see, he would be in the MVP conversation for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think,
Duh.
but he's not. They've lost some tough games. They've lost some tough games, but they have not been on Joe Burrow. I'll put it like that. So I will say this. I think that the only thing they're missing is mixing. But and their running game is what they're missing in Cincinnati, and I think that's cost them a couple of games this year. But I think they're still better than the Chargers, and they win this game, man. I take Burrow over what's his name? Herbert Bear if he was in Louisiana. I take that any day. So we're gonna go with the Bengals.
Yeah, man. I'm going with the Bengals also though. Even though the Chargers they allowed them the least points on average in the NFL this season. Um I just think that Justin Herbert's gonna have to throw the ball. They can't run it with J.K. Dobbins 27 to 30 carries every single
Why
game
not?
because it's going to be unsuccessful, and the Bengals it's going to be it's going to be predictable for the Bengals. They're going to know what's they're going to know what's coming though because anybody knows that follows Jim Harbaugh. This guy loves running the ball. College, NFL, any team he's on, they love running the ball. If you stop that running game, all you gotta do is get to Justin Herbert, man, and that's I just think the Chargers are one dimensional in this game, and it's just gonna be hard to stop Jamar Chase, man. What they did last week, if they barely could beat the Bengals, I mean, if the Ravens barely squeeze by, there's no reason that they can't beat the Chargers, man. I'm taking the Bengals in this game.
And the Chargers gonna be playing from behind, so all that running the ball 100 times, that ain't gonna get you. They ain't gonna get you up and down the field fast enough.
I think it's gonna be a really good game. I don't know why y'all disrespect
Yeah. Reek's got the Bengals too. I think y'all are tripping because the Chargers defense has allowed the least amount of points in the NFL. They're going to cause Burrow and company some issues. That offense line's not the best. They're going to get to Burrow. I don't think it's going to. I don't think it's going to look as bad as the Baltimore secondary looked last week. This is going to come down to who probably has the ball last, if I had to guess. And I'm just going to go with the home team. I've got the Chargers. I think their defense is good. I gave up on the Bengals. They've ruined too many close games. They just cannot close these games out. I'm the only one that's got the Chargers, so we'll see. But I think this is a close game. But I think the Chargers defense is underrated. All right, Monday night game, Battle of Texas. Texans at the Cowboys.
Stop it, man. Stop it. I'm taking the freaking Houston Texans. I'm not going to waste my time. The freaking Texans will win this game by at least 13 to 16 points. Go ahead, man.
Wow. Hey, man, I can't even make up no ground on C because C's copying all my picks right now, man. That's weird.
Let me go first then. I got the Texans.
Nah. CJ Stroud, man. Michael Parsons. I want to hear that podcast tomorrow, man. That's
oh my
fine.
God. I'm about to throw up.
But I got Houston. Come on, man. Dallas. I don't know what that circus is doing. I feel like they're going to try to sell out for that number one pick. They're going to try to lose all the games. Hey, C, you want City Lamb and Cupid's League? Come holler at me.
I'm good at wide receiver. I need a tight end.
Hey, come holler at me, man. Hey, trend deadlines right there. I'm smacking teams in Cupid's League, bro. I already made the playoffs.
Good.
I'm right behind you, though.
Oh, man, you 3 or 4 games behind me. Calm down.
I'm 2 games behind you. Calm down.
Oh, no. Ain't no way, see.
I'm 2
Ain't
games.
All right.
Go ahead.
All
I
right.
got Houston.
Reek's got Houston. I got Houston. Everyone's got Houston. They're due for a win. They run into the Cowboys right at the perfect time. They're bums, like I thought they'd be. Their season's over. I got Houston.
All right, quick question. Let's see who really a hater. Who's the worst team? Saints or Cowboys?
Well, the Saints beat them, so I'll say the Cowboys.
I'll
say
say the
Cowboys because
Cowboys.
it's
I
a
think the Cowboys
circus.
are a
The
worse team.
Cowboys are a circus, man. It's a joke right now.
Okay. At least y'all got a little sense.
I'm real. I'm
I
realistic.
got a
right.
question for you, C. Can the Saints turn this season around?
No.
Or is it too late?
It's possible.
And the only reason why I asked, because Keo said the Bears are not out of it, and they're only one game behind the Bears. So I just want to know, you know what I mean? If you said the Bears are in it, then the Saints may be in it according to
And our schedule is way easier than the Bears is. We still got the second easiest schedule in the league, and we got
Who
got
the Saints got? You got
the
the
Browns.
Saints got the Oh, blowout. All right, man.
And for all you guys who kept telling me Jameis Winston was better than Carr, let's see this week.
He might get some.
All right. Really quick though, man. Before we get out of here, there's a huge boxing fight this weekend, man. Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. It goes down, man. What's up, man? Who you guys got between these two combatants? Don't be disrespecting Jake Paul, man. Go ahead, man.
Bro, this is I can't believe we picking this fight, bro. Hey, I'm clowning, but I can't believe we picking this, bro. Mike Tyson's like, bro, come on, man, bro. Mike Tyson's old, bro. But you know what, bro? Dang. I feel bad because this is a shame, bro. We actually picking this fight. Bro, of course Jake Paul should win. For sure should win. But it's like, dang, Mike Tyson, you gonna have Jake Paul as a loss on your record, dog, forever. I got Jake Paul, but dog, this is a shame, bro. You're wrong for that, bro. You wrong. You like this type of stuff. I got Jake Paul though, by decision.
Who you got? See?
Look, man, that was a song. Like I said, I'm older than y'all. In the '80s, by a young rapper named The Fresh Prince. It was called "I Think I Could Be Mike Tyson," and I feel like Jake Paul is living this song out in real time. And there's not many things that I've ever thought. There's not many fights that I ever thought was fixed. But if Jake Paul beats Mike Tyson this week, I think it's fixed. Especially if it's by knockout. If Jake Paul beats Mike Tyson by knockout, I'll say Mike Tyson took the bread and he just went ahead.
What if Paul wins in decision? Do you think it's fixed?
I think if he wins by decision, I'm not sure. It depends on how it looks. I think he could possibly outpoint Mike right now at this point in Mike's career, because Mike's never been a big point getter. He's just a big shot thrower.
Right.
But I think that at this point in his life, he could probably outpoint Mike. But if he beats him by knockout, I'll say I really think that this is rigged and Mike took the money. And I don't think that's out the realm of possibility, to be honest with you. I don't think that's out the realm of possibility. Even it's the way I see that Mike don't hate him like he hate people when he fight him.
Right.
See, this is the totally different Mike Tyson. He's he's an older, more mature. I'm not the same person I was 20 years ago. All right. So I can imagine Mike Tyson not being the same person. And he's 60. I'm only 45.
That's insane, bro.
So the fact that he's fighting a 20-some-year-old dude That's a testament to him. Him just going out there is a testament to Mike Tyson. But the fact that he took this money, this fight period for the money makes me think that if he gets knocked out, he just took the money. And it kind of shows where boxing is as a sport right now. The heavyweight division, especially, it's kind of a joke. But yeah, I got Mike Tyson though, bro. I think he catches Jake Paul. That strength ain't going nowhere. If he hits, I feel like if he hits Jake Paul flush, Jake Paul goes to sleep, bro.
I'll take that bet right now.
All
Bro.
right.
Jake Paul wins this fight.
Go ahead, Yvonne.
So I'm looking on FanDuel. They got Jake Paul minus 215, Tyson plus 172. The odds are actually closer than I expected. But I got Jake Paul, man. Just because I think Tyson is old, man. I don't know. He does still have the power, it seems like, but I just feel like his stamina won't be there after a couple rounds. So I'm gonna say Jake Paul in decision, but I hope Mike knocks his ass out. I hope I hope Mike ends this nonsense that Paul's doing. I mean, he's smart, he's by cashing out, but I'm just tired of it. So I'm rooting for Tyson, but I think he's just too old, man. I really do.
And that's where I have the thing, because I'm 45 years old, and if you told me a 60-year-old anybody could beat me up, I say use out your damn mind. And so I'm picking a 60-year-old guy against a 20-something-year-old guy for sure. If I was 20-something and you told me I could fight a 60-year-old Mike Tyson, I would have picked him.
I would still pick Mike, bro. This is a professional.
My top three favorite athletes in 2024: Carson Beck, Caitlin Clark, and last but not least, man, Jake the Problem Paul, man. Hold on, man. I'm talking right now.
That's the most key.
I think this is gonna be a spectacle in AT&T Stadium. Jerry Jones at least gets to be happy for at least something. You're gonna see a boxing exhibition that Jake Paul's gonna be displaying. He has improved in his last 3-4 fights. I do expect Jake Paul to win this by unanimous decision. I think he's gonna outbox him on the point cards also, and a lot of power shots you're gonna see from Jake Paul, man. I'm definitely looking forward to this fight. Jake Paul wins this by a unanimous decision.
Who's your top three? Athletes, bro?
In 2024, Caitlin Clark, Carson Beck, and Jake Paul, man.
Oh wow, you love Brock Purdy off of there? Oh my god.
Well, for right now, man. Brock Purdy's number 4. And
Carson Beck has never played worse.
And coming in number 5, I got Cooper Flag.
We should have been talking about his debut. It was mid, to say the least.
All right, guys.
It was good. I was watching on the side over here. He had 26 points.
It was cool. He should have had 36.
Well, that's okay for a debut.
Don't forget, women's college basketball also tipped off too this past week. So don't make sure you check that out.
UNX, the only men watching that.
X probably don't watch it. He's been too busy. All right, man. Let's wrap things up and go to our shout outs.
All right, we're not wrapping things up. Keo, how dare you not mention the UFC event, but you mentioned that buffoonery you just mentioned. John Jones is fighting.
Oh shit! I forgot about that.
and he's fighting Yvonne's boy.
He is. I don't know where X went, but it doesn't matter. Look, I think everybody needs to tune in to Saturday night. There's 2 big fights. The card's solid, but 2 big fights. We got Michael Chandler versus Oliveira, a co-main event. They fought before. Oliveira knocked him out. This is a rematch, so this is a good fight. And then we've got John Jones versus Stipe Miocic. The only thing, I actually expect John Jones to win. He's the best fighter ever. He's never lost. But this is his only second heavyweight fight ever. He hasn't really been challenged even in that first one. It was mainly just a takedown, and that was it. He never really actually got hurt. The thing that I don't like about Miocic right now, he's 42.
Yeah.
He's much older. I mean, he's a beast striker in his prime, but he hasn't fought in 3 years. Now, John Jones isn't young either. He's 37. But I do think that it's a little too late for this fight to happen. I think Jones is going to be smart. He's going to take him down. He's going to keep him down. I've actually got, but Stipe is tough, so it's not going to be an easy fight. I actually think John Jones just wins by mainly holding him down most of the fight, and this goes through all 5 rounds, and I got Jones in decision.
All
But
right.
it's better than the Tyson and Paul stuff you want to talk about, Keo.
All right. I actually was going to ask you about this earlier in this week, last week, Yvonne, when I found out that this was happening, man. Now, I can tell you, I don't watch UFC much. I've watched these two fighters more than probably any of the ones that I've watched outside of Conor McGregor, right? So, this match, it is a little bit late for it to be happening. Had this happened 3-4 years ago, this would have been huge.
Awesome. Right.
But I think there's no way even Keo would have left this off 3-4 years ago. But what I can say, I can judge him by a common opponent, Daniel Cormier. And Daniel Cormier, I believe he had both of these guys beat before. And he actually beat Stipe the first fight.
Yeah.
But the second fight, I believe that he had him beat. It just went too long. He got outlasted.
Yeah.
And I believe the second fight, he was beating John Jones, but he got caught. He got caught slipping and got knocked out. You know what I mean? So
I actually agree on all that.
And I would say, based on common opponents, I believe that a common opponent, I believe he looked better against Stipe. And I got John Jones. Beating him because even though he just got caught by John Jones, he did in their first fight, he beat the hell out of Daniel Cormier. And I didn't see that in either fight with Stipe. So I'm gonna go John Jones just based off how they handle the common opponent and a Hall of Famer, common opponent. So I'm gonna go with that. And then, like you said, John Jones is until further notice, he's the best fighter on the planet, right?
Ever.
Yeah.
But it will be a shocker if Miocic won, not because people think Miocic is a scrub. Obviously, we know he's a Hall of Famer himself. He's got a great resume. But dude, I cannot believe this. Vegas has Jones minus 700. When I read that, I said, "What?" I don't understand that. I think that's a little wild. But yeah, this should be interesting. I do think
go throw $5 on Stipe just for the hell of it, see what happens.
Yeah, I do think Jones though can't be reckless here and just want to stand though, because Miocic is a knockout artist. He can't just mess around. So I think it would be smart for Jones to go for the takedown.
He's he's held on the ground too. So
yeah,
this fight was supposed to happen years ago. It's kind of too little, too late, and it kind of hurts the excitement behind it. But I think as the fight get closer, I think people will be excited for this fight.
Yeah.
I definitely got John Jones since this one. I think he'll win by decision. The fight that I'm actually looking forward is Michael Chandler against Charles Oliveira. I think that's gonna be the fight of the night. I think that's gonna be one of the best fights that people's gonna be talking about. I got Oliveira winning this fight over Michael Chandler. I think this is a good, decent card, and people definitely should be watching this UFC 309. Now,
Tennessee, Georgia, right before this, soon as this ends, that game ends, the main card for here starts. So I cannot wait for Saturday night.
Good slate for Saturday, man, for sports. But with that being said, let's actually wrap it up now and go to our shout outs.
All right, y'all. Great show as usual. Had fun. He didn't want to talk about LSU anymore, so he logged off. But fun show as usual. Hey, I'm excited. Like I said, Friday night we got the Tyson fight just for something to watch. It's on Netflix, so everybody tune in on Netflix. And then Saturday night we got Tennessee, Georgia, and then we got Miocic Jones. We can't ask for more than that. Can't wait for that. And then Sunday, Red Zone all day. Let's get it.
All right, man. High school playoffs start this weekend in Louisiana, so I will be taking out the Tyson and the Tyson and Paul fight, but only after the festivities. I don't know if it's early. My school, they actually play away and they're big underdogs, so it might be the only week in the playoffs. But I'm behind our guys 100%. So anyway, with that being said, my last minute shout outs I always go to my family: Hunter, Morgan, Tori, Christian, and Lee, and Edward. Daddy, love y'all. I see you in just a second. And my beautiful wife, Latricia, I love you too. I'll see you in just a second. To my grandchildren, Marcel Carter Bryant and Azaria Grace Bryant. Pap Pap, love y'all. I see y'all in just a second. And a big, huge shout out to my son, Christian Bryant. He is graduating from the Louisiana Tech University this Saturday. And he changed his major so many times. I have no idea what his major is. But he will be walking across that stage, and his daddy will be the loudest person in the arena. So big shout out to Christian, man. Love you, man. And we'll see you Saturday, man.
All right, man. Shout out to X, C, Yvonne, everybody from the chat that pulled up today, and all the viewers that tuned in. But with that being said, man, this is episode 66 of the NBS show. Until then, we'll see you guys next time, man. We out. Peace.
Boot up and shut up.